Hi, everyone. Good day to you and welcome to another thrilling edition of our show called Barn Burner. We are live unless you're watching it in the future.
Or the past.
In which case,
watching the past.
Oh, yeah. My kid is big into this.
Time travel?
Yep. There's too many dimensions, Dean.
I was just going to say, how many are there?
Smitty. Yeah. This show, whatever vortex you're in and you consume it, it's brought to you by Bet365.
Nice of them to do that.
Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, official partner of the National Hockey League. Download the app, get in on the game, and ooh, mama. We've got a super chat. For this, you kind of need to be live in this dimension.
Yeah, you do have to be present.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Well,
maybe they're sending them from
The future?
Yeah, you know what?
Point.
I take it back.
I don't
Wherever-
argue.
Time's a human construct. Tell you could that one.
As long as it's wherever you are, we're here now. As long as it arrives where we are
Get it
now,
to us now.
Yeah. Now's the time.
then we're going to take that money and get it to the youth centers of Calgary. We'll take your comment, your joke, your thought, your bitch, your gripe, your boot, your bouquet, salute,
Maybe you
your
got
beef,
a hearty chuckle.
Yeah.
Or a chortle.
even a guffaw that you'd like to share. Yeah,
Guffaws are welcome.
we'll put it on the show. That's how that's going to work.
I drink too
there.
much coffee.
Yeah, I'm about to. Second coffee here.
I got
Second
the
coffee.
gut rot going.
Oh, no.
It's not really a second coffee, though, because it's like I always get the double American. So it's like 8 coffees. And
Yeah.
It is a gut rot. You get too much coffee, no food, no good.
Yeah, I don't know how you're sitting here right now.
Because I'm only done one. This is once I'm done this, I'm going to be a mess.
I would be down the hall yelling. It's brought to you by Bet365.
No.
Super chats. Get your helmet on. It's a game day.
It would go a long way if Jack got us food. Then I could
When are these pizzas coming, Jack? We're not going to forget.
call the
We brought
boss.
this
and-
up the other day. I'm off the hook.
That's right.
This is your fault, right? You literally one day said, no. Dean takes on your debts for no reason.
I
And now
agree with
Jack's
Jack.
sticking to
Well,
his
it was
guns.
because Dean's a
Well, you know
Jerk.
what, Dean, I'll take on your debt.
Look at
Dean's
this.
a D.
I don't have any debt.
Yes, you
Well, yeah, you do.
You got Jack's debt, but he's taking it
You
back.
have the pizza.
Oh,
debt.
you're taking
He's
your
taking
own
back
debt
the
back.
pizza debt.
That's mighty
Correct.
noble of you. Thanks.
Welcome.
Yeah, game day. Get your helmet on. It's the Anaheim Ducks.
in town.
Yeah.
Did this game day
Quack.
sneak up on you? Did it feel like a game day when
It
you woke up
did.
today? Were you like, this is a game day?
It
I
did.
woke up and it was an odd number day, and I knew damn well we're playing.
I've been hammering that pretty hard. I'm glad that's
Yeah.
sticking.
It was as I woke up. Is there a game today? Well, it's every other day. I know we should show
Yeah.
the calendar thing
So
on the
we
screen the other
can't
day. So it's going to be a game, but who is it?
Yeah,
I didn't know. Had to look.
because they're just on the road, and they got a lot against Vegas and San Jose. It's not Minnesota yet, and LA's the last game of the year. Who am I missing?
Yeah. And I went looking today,
Did
Mhm.
you?
and I'm going to do it again. I'll do it. I'm going to do it right
Live.
now. Yeah, and do it right now.
Or in the future.
But first, to set the stage, what are your opinions, thoughts of the Anaheim Ducks? When you think Anaheim Ducks 24-25, that team, just thoughts?
Want me first or Rhett?
My thoughts are I don't think
Right.
about them very often,
Okay.
and there's not much to get excited about as a Calgary.
Right.
Yeah, I
Someone
agree
living
with
in
those
Calgary.
sentiments.
They play late games. They're ignorant. They have the 7:30 starts out west, which adds to my disdain.
Mm,
And I hate Corey Perry and Ryan Getzlaff won.
fair.
And they
They-
were
Stupid rink.
Let's go. Yes.
Stupid
I only
rink.
won once there as a Flame, maybe.
Wow.
Like it was.
You know what's funny is the damage done to the Ducks. On one side, you've got Perry still out there damaging it, even though he hasn't played there. It's
always
yeah.
a duck.
you're still ruining the. And then you got Bieksa, who's trying to repair it on the other side. It's like
I don't consider Bieksa a duck, though. I know he
Yeah,
was there and this and that,
that's
but
fair.
his effectiveness was served in the Greater Vancouver
I
area.
guess so.
But it did get heightened in Anaheim.
GVA.
Because then you had Perry and
It was such a ball of muck team.
The guys we don't talk about, and we both probably love, is a guy like Pronger, who he can
Yeah.
play on my team.
yes,
Scott Niedermeyer,
Oh,
Yes.
not the Rob Niedermeyer, which we
Korea
could give or take.
Solani. Those are
Yeah, we
those
don't like
guys wish
those
they were playing
guys. Yeah,
today.
Korea getting
God.
absolutely dummied by Scott Stevens, yet coming back to score.
It's a clean hit. He was
Ooh.
nowhere near the puck, and he got absolutely drilled head first and was like a pool of blood. Totally clean hit.
And he's fine. Keep going, kid. Jesus.
Hey, Paul, what day is it?
One of the-
Sandwich.
yeah.
He's good to go.
one of the most violent acts on a sheet of ice.
Yes.
Ever.
It is.
And
And
then
then he
Gary-
comes back and scores the winner.
When
Another.
that visor
Yeah.
fogs up and he kind of, oh, he is alive.
Well, at
Thank
least he's
God.
alive.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but also Gary Suter cross-check to the face. He was either a duck or Korea was still a duck. That was a incredibly violent act.
That was
I
vicious.
don't know if you remember that one or not. Red clearly does.
Yeah, I don't know if
Whoa,
was ugly.
just right to the face. Chops.
It was ugly. It was old school. dude.
Yeah, it was.
It was mid 80s
Mm.
and the mid 90s.
Rat
Not
was watching
good.
on his TV and Korea's face got chopped in half. He's like, get up! You're embarrassing your father.
you know what? There's a guy who'd be awesome right now in his prime.
Exactly. That
Who?
guy.
Back
all
then,
he-
he's
yeah.
taking late hits
Oh,
and getting hooked
God.
and drilled and that. Can you imagine if he was free to just kind of?
Well, and you don't have to imagine. He talked about it his whole career. He's like, we got to get rid of this hooking and holding, this clutching in the neutral zone. And you're like, yeah,
F
he's
that.
soft. And you're like, yeah, he would dominate today.
I think it was Solani. There was one clip. I know there's been some of Mario, but I think there was one of Solani, and he was shown the clip. And it's like, so just taking a look back to the 96,
Style.
97 or whatever, and he basically had a guy.
Draped
He
him.
was piggybacking through the neutral zone. And then another guy comes and grabs him as he goes across the blue line, and he's trying to fight, and he's still got the puck, and he's different game.
Refs are just watching it.
Yeah, it's like that's
Got
some
a battle.
tight checking.
That's
yeah.
tight check. You got to battle through those
Yeah.
checks there, kids.
It's a man's game, Timo.
So I'll come back to the just thinking about the Ducks.
Mhm.
The new century.
It's a bit of Spider-Man meme in terms of where they are right now.
With
Not
the Flames?
talent level. The Flames.
I think it's the Flames in
There
3 or
is-
4 years, but go ahead.
The Flames 35 wins, the Ducks have 33. At home, both 19 wins. On the road, Ducks have 14, Flames have 16. Last 10 games, both 5-4-1. Scoring first, Ducks have won 24 times, Flames 25. Opponent scores first, Ducks 9, Flames 10. Overtime, we got 10 wins, they got 9 wins. There's a lot of record similarities between these two. And we're here being like, this, what a season. This Flames, unfriggin', I can't believe the goaltending,
Yeah.
the work that they've done. And then if you flip us, well, Ducks are kind of shit, right? Ducks are,
They
That's
both have really good young goaltenders. Dostal and Wolf, it's been coming out party years. For them.
Gibson.
Gibson's not.
but
Oh.
they are a team. And we talked about it. This is the
Gibson's
third
good.
time they'll play each other. The first time and then the second time, and we'll do it again.
Mhm.
Some of the best young talent that there is in the league.
Yeah.
Give us some names.
Well, and so
Because I
this
don't
is where
know
I
either.
see the huge gap with the Flames is like, I think
McTavish?
statistically similar, but they have the two centers for the next decade. They've got Mason McTavish, Leo Carlson down the middle. They got a Cutter Gauthier on the wing. They have LaCombe, Zellweger, Minchikov that allowed them to trade a Jamie Drysdale. The young kids are playing big roles in the spots that you're seeing 35 and 36-year-old Kadri and Backlund here.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, that's why and that's where the similar on the ice, the results have been very similar.
Yeah.
However, they are now well into this rebuild, and they will not make the playoffs this
No,
year.
God, no.
It will be the 7th straight year out
Yep.
of the playoffs. And I wonder, and it's not to dispel or to try and throw cold water on well, you have to rebuild, get bad. But I would think probably 3-4 years ago when Zegras looked like we've got a superstar.
Yeah.
And there would have been some other youngsters.
Yep. A bunch of guys.
Okay, so we're a year or two away, and
Troy Terry.
4 years
Yep.
have come and gone since then.
Yeah, and
Well-
if you had to pick one group right now to say,
I'm
the
not
next,
saying that,
no,
but
no,
I'm just,
and I'm not trying to fight you, but it's just like I really view this team as one position to be competitive as soon as next year. And you've seen the moves that I just imagine Pat Verbeek in his office, like chewing the end of his pencil that's already been chewed for 2 weeks, grinding his ass off. They've added some veterans as if they're ready to start competing. When you bring in Gudas, Trouba, Killorn, those are we're going to teach the young kids to work. Those are the guys that set the tone.
go ahead, Rhett.
How many years have the Flames missed playoffs? If
They made
missed-
in 22. That was the last one. So this will be their third year missing in a row. Daryl Huska.
It's going to quickly turn to 7. If right, and
Yeah.
it's not but you say 7, and it sounds like forever. They're a long shot right now. Could they make it? Yeah, maybe.
Flames, yeah.
Flames, maybe,
Sure. 1
but-
in 10, sure.
But now you're 3 years, and are we more confident in next year's team? You know what I mean?
I think
3
next year
turns to
easily
7
be worse
real
than this year.
fast.
Yeah, like if Dustin Wolf has a medium Dustin Wolf season next year, what does that look like? I feel like this is a really good Dustin Wolf season.
Anyway, not to
And
be
if
depressing about it,
Rasmus
but
is
you
a-
hear 7 years
7
out of the
years.
playoffs,
Yeah.
and you expect to be further. I think they are coming, the Ducks,
Yeah.
but you expect 7 years. Well, you
Yeah.
should be.
And they've mismanaged some stuff that I'd hope you wouldn't do here. Like they've been trying to trade Gibson for a price that no one wants to pay for 4 years.
And every GM.
And so it's like, why don't you just take the L and move along here?
Has he got a no move? I wonder if part of that.
Sure, but he wants to get the bleep out of there. He's been
it
completely.
feels like
disenchanted.
he has been there since 2000.
Yeah.
He was
Has he
probably there
played
when they
30
won.
years.
Well, and you
for
know
the
what's crazy
Ducks
is
and only 100 games.
like Cam Fowler got traded out of there this year. It feels like he's been there.
Mhm.
He would have
Yeah.
been there for 100 years.
They won 5 division titles in a row, which is incredible. To think about being at the top of the mountain 5 years. I don't think the Oilers have more than 2 division titles, period, under McDavid. 5 in a row they won. And when you're in that window, it's like, yeah, we're trading our first every year. You're damn right we are. It's like watching Malkin, Crosby,
They
Letang.
went and got that guy from Dallas that you loved, Eves.
Patrick
Patrick
Eves of the
This is
deadline.
the greatest
Such a
guy.
great beard.
It was a sneaky pickup, and then he got hurt and wasn't even available for
He
the
was
playoffs.
terrible.
It happens a lot. Yeah.
But yeah, they've got of
Patrick
their
Eves.
kids, they have 140 points and 58 goals from guys 21 or younger this year. Leo Carlson has 20. No, yeah, Leo Carlson has 20
That's
goals.
an impressive number. Second year in the league.
He's 20 years old. Cutter Gauthier, 21. Pavel Mintyukov, you mentioned on the back end. He and Zellweger are 21. McTavish just turned 22.
And Jackson LaCombe's coming out of nowhere to
He's
be the best
24,
defenseman.
I think. Yeah,
Really
Jackson
good player.
LaCombe.
Really good.
It's a breakout.
Yeah. College
him.
guy and just does everything, big minutes, all situations, points, hits, shots. Like he's just all over the place. And he was not the guy supposed to be that. That was supposed to be Zellweger, Mintyukov before they traded Drysdale. That was going to be their one. This kid's totally changed it.
Second rounder from 2019. He had 2 goals and 17 points in 71 games a year ago.
Defenseman. in
This
the
year,
second round.
43 in 67.
Draft defenseman.
It's quite a jump.
Imagine you have a 50-point season as a forgotten about guy that you started as a 7 that year.
19 in his last 20.
Oh, it's going to help me win my fantasy.
Coach likes him. Got to have a coach that likes you, Dean. Coach likes you. Got to get out there on the ice.
I don't
Real
think,
good
uh,
opportunities.
Do we know who the coach is?
I don't think the coach is all that well liked, to be quite honest.
Cronin, he's old
Yeah.
school. That's a Verbeek hire. It's not the guy that's going to get him over the hump so much as set the
There he is.
foundation.
Now, do we know, is this Norm's kid?
It is.
It's got to be, right?
Norman,
Yeah. Normand. Is it Norman or Normand?
I'm going to look it up.
Because there was Normand Rochefort.
How the hell would I know? Do you know George St. Cyr?
Oh, yeah.
Jerry
sorry.
St. Cyr?
Yeah.
Huh,
We're gonna go
93
George
points,
St. Pierre.
400 PIMS, Victoria Royals, 92, 93. Oh my
So anyway,
God.
I mean, that's a hell of a
That's a
second
killer.
round. There you see, like, look at the jump in terms of points.
I like 17. I got 18 one year. I
yeah.
thought
He
that was
played
pretty good.
the other night. They beat San Jose in a shootout. First time ever the Ducks have swept the season series with the Sharks.
Really?
He had 31 minutes of ice.
Oh, that's a lot of ice,
Jeez.
Dean.
Yeah.
He's going to get wore out.
31-04.
Thank God they're not making the playoffs.
Yeah, he's ready. For,
Hey?
yeah.
You know what's interesting there? If we could throw that back
Can
up.
I say
Go ahead.
vitamin D? Once he got out of the north, he came south into California, into
Out of
sunshine.
Eden Prairie and then into
That's a
There you
hot
go.
Orange
market.
County. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to see that again?
Yeah, he's a 4-year college guy, which usually means I'm going to chest UFA, but he actually signed with the team that drafted him because if you play 4 seasons of college, that August you become a UFA.
I don't know.
He actually signs, and you can see after his collegiate career is done, he gets 2 games up. But a point per game defenseman in NCAA hockey.
Did he
that's a
go
good
right
thing.
there as an 18-year-old too? Like
Looks like his draft year would have been 19, so that he's drafted out of the USHL, 4 years of college, then to the
3
NHL.
games.
There again, it's those tough. How do you? We were talking about the Brooks Bandits the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, were we?
Your
Well, that's-
scouts.
The difference is
Are
that
you
they-
watching a lot of Chicago Steel? Are you able
There are
to
a lot
equate
of
what
teams
someone?
watching Chicago Steel.
I will
to be
say this:
honest
the
with you.
USHL has had
USHLs.
more kids drafted than any Canadian junior league in the last 10 years.
It's going to be
No one knows
interesting what happens with the USHL. I was talking with the guy this morning about the USHL. Just
Mhm.
curious as to, with all the changes,
Yeah.
who's going where are all these kids going? Plus, we just so everybody knows, we've decided to add 4 more teams to the league.
Oh yeah, for the NHL. I don't
Yeah,
know that we've told
yeah,
people yet. Yeah, we talked about it this morning.
Big release. We'll do a press release later, but
What are you
if
guys talking about?
if you're
Yeah, we're adding more
listening,
teams.
you're
Who
first
has?
to hear.
The NHL, where we?
You two have or the NHL?
Yeah, no, we
has?
told them
We
we're gonna-
have.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that in the Pinder Report?
No, no,
you
Brett
read the
and I just-
breaking news.
We're ironing it out. The press release will come out later. Right?
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe
Hey,
Monday.
Jack's
It's
AI
a
's
nice
gonna type
ski
it up.
weekend, right?
Yeah,
All
that's
that
right.
snow,
We can't do
sunshine's
this.
coming. Dean,
Yeah.
you gonna hit the slopes?
Love the slopes.
You are. Yep.
I haven't skied in a long time.
You should. You should ski more.
God, I love
Well,
skiing.
you know what
That
it
fresh
is?
air is great
And
for you.
when you got your kids in sports, your weekends are gobbled up. And if you have we don't need to run to the rink for a 6:45 practice. Maybe watch a little football today and just chill out.
Can I bitch about hockey and sports in
Please
general?
do, yeah.
Youth sport.
Sure, you may.
I'm gonna go get a coffee.
Yeah, you
I'm
got
good.
anything to do.
No one wants to hear old people talk.
And the Flames, you asked, so I guess it's a Bugatti.
Yeah, I guess it has to be. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Jack, get some t-shirts made. Go on that AI app you got there, and we'll have them out by
Are we
Tuesday.
6.0 now or something? I've lost
Seven.
track. Seven.
It's
Okay.
St. Louis. We 2 days ago we
Yeah.
shifted our focus.
Is it 7?
Shift it.
Did
Well, you don't
see-
have to shift now because they're tied, aren't they?
The Wild and Blues. Look at those records.
There's a
Oh,
Through
Holy
76
shnikes.
games,
Yeah.
they are identical.
Identical.
If you wanted to project
Why
the
is-
next 6 games, which horse would you bet on?
Why is Minnesota ahead of St. Louis then? Why isn't?
They'd have to have more regulation wins. That's the first tiebreak.
I thought it said identical.
Well, the wins are the same, but they might have more overtime wins in St. Louis. Would be the example.
Well, we're at 33 to their 30. Yes,
Damn,
33
I was
regulation
hoping
wins.
identical all the way across.
That would
'Cause
be
then
cool.
what happens?
Then they have to go to some
Then they
weird
have to
goal
fight.
differential or head to head.
Yeah.
They have to fight at the UFC.
Also, where they're not identical is the Blues have won 10 in a row.
Just
The Wild have lost a couple in a row. So.
I saw a stat yesterday with the Blues victory at 10 in a row. They're one back of the franchise record of 11. That happened.
Of course, Gloria,
Gloria.
So
Um,
2 wins and we'll be.
But you know what? We're done. We're done with them.
I'm
We
not
shifted
worried.
our focus.
We've shifted our focus
How did the out of town scoreboard go
what?
for you? For shifting
to the Minnesota Wild.
Oh,
That is the
But they're
Flames.
tied. Who cares?
They play the Wild.
Oh, that's
Head to
the
head.
key. That's the key.
Yeah, and the Blues haven't lost since Jesus was a child.
You
and
guys are so
Minnesota's
intimidated by
missing
good
guys.
teams. You're chicken shit.
It's not. It's
Bring it on,
head to
St.
head.
Louis,
If they
your
played the
fancy New
Blues,
Jerseys, we'll kick your ass.
If
That's
they-
how you have to play.
If they played the Blues, we'd be focused on the Blues. But that's a proverbial
That's good.
4-point
All right,
game.
that's
Brett.
science. That's
Yeah.
science. I just
Minnesota's lost in overtime back-to-back games. The Blues have won 10 in a row. It's one team's got the mo.
You're both crazy. Jack, let's grab a drink. Let's get out of here. You have to focus on where you're headed. It doesn't matter which team. We don't have to shift anything. 95, 95, 95. How are we getting
Do
there?
you want
Let's,
to do that again?
yeah, let's do
Okay,
it
let's
one
take a
more
look at the
time.
schedule one more time.
We
And
thought Utah was a win. We're going to have to adjust
if
it.
anyone wants to get drunk with me today, you have to come down and I'll start drinking.
don't
Cowboy
invite
Pale Ale right there.
people down. They'll be here in droves. They'll be standing outside.
We can have a
It's the block party, yeah.
Block party. Jack will buy pizzas.
Okay, so if memory
Never in
serves,
his life. What?
when we did this last,
Mhm.
that game against the Utahs,
Yeah, they have to.
you had that as a
real-
win.
Yeah.
So
But as you know, Dean, things come and go.
Things come and go.
let's do our win-loss OTSO game.
Win.
Anaheim this evening.
Win.
All right.
7:30. Oh,
Yeah,
for
sorry about
Christ's sakes!
And
Why?
sorry to all the viewers that have to be subjected to 2 of the lowest scoring teams in the NHL.
Yes.
This is a national game, I believe. That's why it's 7:30.
It's the Duck. I was going to ask, where do the Ducks rank in scoring? you have
They
that?
sit 25th, which is surprisingly
they're
low.
Their
Terrible.
special teams are horseshit.
Their power play is only better than the Islanders. End of list. It's an atrocious
How do
12.6%.
the Islanders exist in this league? Still?
It's kind of a flimsy model. They have a great goalie.
I don't like this model.
I don't
Ducks
either.
power play 31st. Their PK is 28th.
The problem with the Islanders
It's
or
coaching.
Flames approach is that
Yeah.
you never trust that you're that good. You might sneak in and you're out, right?
That's been the Islanders'
I've been
existence.
saying for years, Dean, I want a proverbial. You ever heard that word? Proverbial
What does it mean?
cup contender. That's what I need in my backyard in my new rink that I'm going to have.
Okay, let's
Got a couple of years to get
All
that
right,
together.
wins, losses, win tonight, Dean.
Anaheim victory.
7:30.
I've got it in the win column.
Gosh, that's
Vegas
late.
on Saturday.
Oh, they're pretty good. Well, do they play Friday? Jack,
They probably play tonight. They were
how do you
at
know?
home to Edmonton 2 nights ago.
Friday's the 4th. They don't play tomorrow. There's only 3 games.
Damn.
tomorrow.
So they played at home.
OT loss.
They lost.
Stop hitting them.
They lost at home to the Oilers. OT loss.
OT, we're going to get a point.
Okay.
They're coming in rested. They're on. Or they play tonight.
They're overlooking us. They're looking
They
at
play
us.
the
tonight?
Jets tonight.
Jets tonight.
Jet. So they're fired up for the Jets because the Jets are real good.
And they're at home. They're
They-
not in Winnipeg. They're still getting the vitamin
Okay.
D.
They'll be forgetting about us on Saturday.
So what's your pick?
I did. I said
Overtime
OT
loss.
Okay.
Pay
Single
attention.
point.
Good point.
Off to San Jose on Monday.
You like late starts? I got a treat for you. 8:30.
8:30. I love that. That's great. Way to go, San Jose.
Jack, we pulling an all-nighter Monday? Sleep on the couch
San
here?
Jose with your shitty airport that's closed. So after the game, you got to rush out of there.
That's right.
Jerks.
By the time Afterburners
You have to have a win. You have to
Start the
beat
coffee.
San Jose. It's a Bugatti on the 7th and the 9th, Dean. That's back-to-back victories on the road.
So that's 3-0-1 so far. Great start.
Then
The proverbial 4-pointer.
I
Maybe-
hope it's a Bugatti by the time next Friday rolls around.
That's what I'm trying to
That's
dial
what
up.
we're. Let this be a monster.
There'll be clues. Like if Vidar Suniev's playing, it's not a Bugatti.
Yeah. Talk to us a week from today. Next on the 10th, there we'll know.
Yeah.
Wild, Flames, Friday night, 8:00 at the Dome.
I'm going. I'm going to see if there's tickets.
I need to know your
Should be
answer
tickets
here.
available.
Let's do that after the show.
Jack, grab a coin,
Coin.
And
flip it.
It does feel like an overtime
It
game.
feels like a single or
All right.
extra. So are they winning or are they
I gave him the Vegas win. I have to give him the OT loss.
3-0-2? It's been a good week
Gosh, they're humming 5
for a
points.
team that's 1-2-1 in their last 4.
Okay, we
Anyway,
got 3 to go. 3 to go. San
San
Jose
Jose
comes
again.
to town. I feel like this is a fall flat game.
Sunday night. Love your 6 p.m. Sunday start too, don't you?
Minnesota was very good,
Took
but
a lot out of them.
emotional.
Yeah.
Ugh.
At home. Let's go. We're still in it. fellas.
Shocks are feeling loose
Are
and
they ever?
giddy about the end of the season.
Regulation or extra?
Loss.
Okay. Then it's Vegas again.
Win. They have to.
Really? And Vegas might be wrapped up by then, to be
Yes,
fair.
they'll
They got
be
a nice little cushion
rested.
on second in the
Okay.
division.
And then the Los Angeles Kings.
This will be Bugatti 14.
Yeah, this is another Bugatti potential.
I think the Kings will have it. This is the problem again. Are the Kings
They
home
might
and
be
cooled?
playing for home ice with the Oilers in the
Could be.
2-3. That's the only thing that's left for them to fight for.
And Kuzmenko's just going to be flying
Oh,
around.
he is too. Stinking Byfield. That's a tough game.
Give me an OT loss, Dean.
All right.
Wow, what a run.
4, 1, and 3,
11 points,
11 points.
93.
Let's add that.
Son of a-
Brett! 93? God!
Do your math again.
And so just for the record, the Blues and Wild would only need 2 wins in their last 6 each to
Oh.
get to 93 and,
And
have
the Wild
tiebreaks.
beat us. So there's
Yeah, they got tie breaks on us. This exercise really
Math
didn't
just
help.
takes the fun out of
I always hated math, Dean.
Me too.
Stupid
Stupid
Mr.
math.
Anyone do Math 30 here? I feel like that was the most tapped out course in the history of Alberta academics. Oh, you guys would have been in SAS. I don't even know if you did grade 12. Right?
I,
Jesus.
I did
Like-
dash 3 math 30.
Dash 3. What's that?
For
There's, like,
idiots.
different- yeah.
That is.
Oh,
You have to wear a helmet.
you have drooled plates. in
We've
front of you?
done this. We've been doing this for 2 weeks. And not once have you been able to get us to 95.
And it's not
And I've
like he's a
changed-
hard
I've
marker here.
changed the wins and
there's
the
been
losses.
some wins and losses.
That's a very favorable
Yes,
projection. I
That's
think Ryan
a
Hussey would
one
love
hell of
that
a
stretch.
finish.
4-1 and 3. Jeez.
4, 1, and 3 is a hell of a run.
Now, what if we just switch the Minnesota to a reg win?
Well, that's big. That's 94. I
Maybe it's
said
in 94.
95. I said 95.
Now the Wild can't win more than 2. And they can't go to overtime that night because then they'd have a tiebreak on you still.
Yeah.
It's an uphill climb, fellas.
What if we switch Vegas and make them law?
I think the math, yeah.
You know the
The
switch that
shell game. Move this here.
Yeah.
Does it
We'll
90,
take this.
93? Damn.
Damn
Okay.
it.
Well,
I thought I
okay.
heard.
So instead of the win, go here. 93.
the one that really would help sway things, if you just stubbed your toe tonight, I'm ready to bury the ball.
Oh, for Christ's
Or if you
And
don't,
I'm not saying they're going to, but that would make it really easy.
Hey.
You basically have to run the table and you're at 93 still.
I think
beat Utah once
Yeah.
out of 3 games.
Yeah, you could have done that. The Blues in
Once.
St. Louis, Rhett, you said it.
there
God
was
damn it,
plenty
he's
of
right again.
opportunity. Conroy didn't make a trade. I mean, there's all kinds of blame to be had.
Made a trade. You got Fairbairn Frost. What are you talking about? You got a center, 25-year-old center.
Goals. How's goal scoring? Oh,
Very low.
shitty.
They are second to the bottom.
Yeah, but they've got guys in the minors that are lighting it up, right?
Not yet, no.
Oh.
But next year they'll have guys in the minors that hopefully light it up.
Hopefully.
Oh.
These guys go in there. You'll have
That's the thing.
Basha,
Drafted, develop,
Gridden, and
drafted, develop,
Sudiev in the minors.
Drafted, develop. I don't
Have
know why
to
I'm
draft.
yelling that out, but drafted, develop.
No, and you know what? We're always fixated on where they're going to pick and what the number of the
Don't
pick
care.
is. Just draft and develop.
Who was that? Did you talk about Dallas? Somebody was talking about Hartley. What? Hartley.
Oh, Thomas Harley. Yeah. Bob Hartley, no.
Where
Don't
did
draft him.
Thomas Hartley? Jack, where did Hartley get drafted?
Is he mid-first?
18.
He was a second, wasn't he?
No.
Or no, late
eight-
first, yeah.
18th.
Because I went through when
How
we were
about that
talking
pick?
yesterday.
Do that pick.
That's what you need to be the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, or the Washingtons.
You're not picking
Sure.
top 5 or top, and when you do, you hit home runs. But Wyatt Johnston, late first. Rupe Hintz, second. Thomas Harley, late.
Norm McDonald.
Late first.
I mean, LaCombe.
Donald.
I love
Rest
Norm
in peace,
McDonald. He's
Norm.
so good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Hey.
So my doctor,
Yeah.
my wife is in a horrible coma.
So yeah, Flames third from the bottom. Is that what that for goals? Goals for?
Not great.
See, and Pinder still has this unfounded faith that they're going to plummet in the standings.
No.
The reason I was laughing is we've spent literally hours,
Every freaking week of the season.
but just hours this year at this table, which
Of
needs
our
to
life.
be replaced badly before it falls on us.
It just needs some screws.
About finish bottom 10, get high picks. You need to pick top 5, and then Pinder just throws out at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you pick, just draft and develop.
No. I mean, look, it's
You
easier.
F that up. I'm going to move past it.
Yeah.
where I'm
We're
gonna,
oversimplifying. I absolutely would love them to have a top 5 pick this year. I would love them to have their own first rounder this year. But again, if you just want to be really good at mining guys at 20 or wherever Jersey picks and 27 or wherever Florida picks, awesome. It's just way harder to do than hitting home runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, on and on.
you have
We
to
know
have
that. We all
someone
know
in
this.
every draft make an impact.
Yeah. And last year's draft class was an excellent one. And I know we don't want to give anyone flowers before they arrive, but less than a year out, most of the guys that you've seen them select have had really, really good years that have exceeded expectations. What does it mean at the NHL level? Nothing yet, but it's a really good start.
I know.
And it's not like the Nashville year. That draft class is not doing those things. This
That
draft
is
class is.
Effing terrible, and everyone knew it right away. It was a joke.
It was an odd selection, but it's not necessarily in stone that it's not a player. Gabe Perreault signed yesterday. That was tough.
Yeah, that's tough. And then there's that flip side. If you trade your first, what could you have gotten? Right? That you never know. You can't trade a first. Don't trade a first. Keep draft and develop. And then
Why is that guy signing depressing?
Because Gabe Perreault set the U.S. national development team scoring record and was best player available,
He was
by
available.
some guys when the Flames stepped up and selected Sam Honzek, who was a late birthday, injury riddled, not sure if he's a center or not. I think he could still be a good middle 6 winger in the NHL, but the ship has sailed
Not
him being
even
a star, in
center.
my opinion.
He's not even a center. I thought he
No.
was going to be our big Onze Kopitar.
Sure.
So how far was that draft?
I'm just gonna Nashville.
Already we're throwing in the fucking towel.
Him being
Jeez, I
a
got
star,
scared again,
yes.
Jack. Fair jar.
He could be a good winger on a second or third line.
I don't feel your truth or faith in that comment, Ryan. Usually there's more passion when you have a
We
tape.
were there. I remember talking to Dean, and he's like, "You hate this pick." And I'm like, honestly, I don't know anything about this kid. I just saw all these names sliding. We didn't think the Flames were gonna be able to pick, and I haven't watched Honzek's film. I don't know anything about him. Guys in my crib like, he's had a really good season, but it just seemed like there was more
It seemed
risk
like
than
Mark
you needed to
fucking
inherit. with that pick.
Jankowski is what it seemed
Mark's
like.
having a great year, bro.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Earmuffs, kids.
I have the
I
video.
get
actually.
wound up sometimes
I know
about
you do.
stupid things when you try to be smarter than everyone else.
I
It
don't
was
know
the
if they're
video
trying
from
to.
not the
Well,
draft
what it-
floor, but the media area.
Yeah, we're
It's like, so Ryan, got the camera thoughts on the pick. I don't know who this is.
well, and we knew he was a guy that could go in the first. It just
It's-
wasn't a guy you'd considered in the top 16. I think they picked 16 that year.
So that's not trying to be.
Well, no, look, they just might have all their scouts. I don't think they're saying, let's go genius brain and, really show everyone how smart. I think they might have just really liked the kid.
They really liked the
And
kid.
Connie had a lot of viewings with him. And he said he went to like a bunch of times in live where he put the
Did he
team on
make
his
the team this year? Now you guys hate him?
not hating him. I just want expectations to be
real
realistic. I
roller coaster.
don't think he's going to be a top 2 center in the NHL.
Horseshit pick then.
This has changed from the start of the year, where you were saying this is a bad pick and you were trying to defend him.
Well, he had a
give him
great
some time.
Penticton. He made the team. He probably shouldn't have. You
just-
knew he'd be down right away, and he was. And he's been hurt again. So it's a 3rd season in a row that he's missed significant time with multiple injuries.
I just don't like. You don't wish for a kid to
No,
do
you don't.
poorly. That's.
I'd love him to be a powerful puck protecting 25 goal winger. That's still
But
a
do you
really
know what
nice
else you
piece.
don't wish for? Is your organization to do? Oh, we're gonna outsmart some people and take this guy because he's gonna. And then
But
it's
do you
like,
think that's what they're saying?
Well,
like,
of course
I'm
they're not
asking.
saying it, Ryan,
but
but,
I'm
they've
just-
clearly fucking believed it because they took him.
Yeah, so maybe they just made a mistake, or the
Yeah,
guy's
they
been
may have
injured.
But
just
that's the
thought-
point.
They-
Don't make that mistake. Pick the fucking best player.
Yeah, and what is he if he hasn't lost half of each of the last 2 seasons? We'll never know. But I don't necessarily think it means you're trying to outsmart someone if you just thought he was the best guy and you were wrong.
Like there is that possibility that just in their room they thought this
I
guy
think that's exactly
So
what
was
it was.
highest
thought-
on their board. Not that
It's
they're
not. Of course, it's not. I'm smarter than you. It's a poor decision.
At this, if you had to grade it now, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And look, like Jackson LaCombe.
Who
They
has
probably thought
done?
that was a poor
Who
decision
has
4 years
done?
later.
Now they've been better lately. In the course of history,
Yeah.
of NHL drafting,
Yeah.
who's done worse
Oh, they're not.
all the way along?
They had Fox, Kachuk, and Dubé in the same draft class. That's
That's
unreal.
recent.
No,
Go
but
back
it's-
to the 90s.
yeah, well, yeah.
Well, and the other thing
That's
too
what I'm
is
getting.
the other thing too is okay. So Treliving comes in as GM. His first year, he's got someone else's scouting staff. Then he's got his own guys, and it's his drafts where you start to see him take less
Ryan
Berkey
doesn't
players.
hold anyone accountable.
I'm literally exactly trying to hold people accountable. What I'm
So
saying
you're
is
saying that it's not his fault because it wasn't his staff.
no. What I'm saying is that the Connie in his second draft probably had much more comfortability with the scouts and the players and the style of player he wants than he did in his first. And if you just blanket statement and say the Flames are awful at drafting, it misses a lot of really, really good draft classes like last summer's and like
But last summer's is nothing. They've done nothing.
right. But the draft nerds that follow this love
I-
that draft class.
And it may well be,
yeah.
but I don't think you can bring it in now.
No, I'm not
It's less
saying
than
you've
a
got
year from
X
draft
NHLers.
day.
A year ago, you were saying Sam Honzek was going to be more impactful. And
I think we thought
I'm
he would
not
be a
saying
full-time
you
AHLer
were
this year. You'd
exact-
hope he'd
I'm-
be a center. No one was sure he was a top
What it
center.
was is that it's premature.
Yes.
Were we saying the same? What were our thoughts on
we're
Connor Zary
Yeah.
when he was
in,
a year and change after his draft?
He was a
year?
lost cause. He'd
We
been
didn't
hurt.
know-
We were like, this guy's he's a non-event. It's a lost prospect. And then he makes the team. the
I
next year.
don't even know if we had an opinion, to be honest.
Because
at
he was
that
so
point. It
irrelevant.
because he
Yes.
was hurt and the whole
Yeah.
thing.
And when they drafted Honzek, and again, I'm not here to defend the pick, but they understood this was more of a project than a ready-to-play guy. It's a big pro body, but there was a lot of teaching and learning that had
but
to
I
if
be
you're
hate
done.
hearing
doing
that
that, then
stuff.
you better have a damn good plan of how and why he's going to get to be on Zay Kopitar. That's
He's
part
not
of the
gonna be able to
problem.
take over.
I
Right?
just don't like. Why are you drafting projects in round one?
Yes.
Do that later.
And that was kind of why the Gabe Perreault thing came up, because that's the furthest thing from a project.
It's 16.
It's just a
You're
guy
in the
that
middle
dominates
of
everyone.
round one.
Yeah.
Don't get
Don't get cute.
cute.
Yeah. And look, maybe he is a guy that takes some time, because we see it all the time. We just
I'm
raved
fine
about
with him taking
we
time.
just
I
raved about
don't
Jackson
think-
LaCombe.
You say it better than I've said it. You don't pick a project then. Not when your team doesn't have enough of anything.
And then the other side of it is, I was in love with the stats that Gabe Perreault had, and I texted multiple people in front offices. They're like, I just don't know that it's going to translate at the pro level, and it probably will. But there was a lot of doubt around him, even though
And we don't
the
know
numbers were
everything.
loud.
We're
We don't know
still-
what he is yet.
Yeah.
We just have to be patient, and we want to grade things immediately. And a year out, things look good on this draft class. In 2 years, it might not look good. All you can know is that a year out, the grades are good for last summer. It means nothing for this squad right now, but it could be a really, really good draft class.
My fear for Honzek, and what you're saying, and it's probably true, is that stupidly I thought he was going to be a big centerman. And if he's not that, I think that alone makes it. Ugh.
And we asked Connie on the floor, because he had a media avail, right? There's the bleachers where the media sit, and then there's the GM tables, and there's the draped little waist high fence. And it was you and me, and I think probably Steinberg and Vickers ran the whole scrum with Connie. He didn't want to say he was a center. He was hopeful that maybe he could be. He didn't want to project when the guy was going to be ready, and he didn't want to give a player comp.
I think,
and that's fine, but it just tells you that there's an intriguing.
So they don't know
of
what he
skills.
is or what he's.
They're
Gonna
hopeful, but they didn't want to curse him with saying he's on Kopitar.
Yeah, I think even if it's not a center, someone in that Mikko Rantanen vein, big, strong, moose type, hard to defend.
Yeah, maybe
winger.
30, not 50, but yeah,
right.
Yeah, and look at the games missed. That's the part of the story we'll never know. He has not played like half a season basically with the Giants, less than half a season last year, hardly played in the NHL at the beginning of this year, and missed a bunch of time with injury again. It's 3 years in a row with significant injuries. That sucks, because that's why we gave up hope on Zary. He was a non-event in the system, and a year later made the team and was awesome when he didn't make the team. He came up after the outdoor game. They put him with Kadri and Pospisil last year, and you're like, holy shit. Sometimes you just have to be patient and let a guy get healthy. And then he's hurt again.
Yeah.
We don't know. We really don't know.
They didn't have a first rounder.
Click on that draft class
in 2022.
Come on, hockey gods.
Click on that draft class.
Come on, hockey gods.
In 2021, their top two picks were Stromgren and Coronado.
Yeah, the other way around, and Coronado looks great.
The year prior,
Stromgren
Zary and Kuznetsov.
Zary, very good. Kuznetsov looks like a serviceable third parish guy, potentially. Not amazing, but a piece.
The year prior, Jake Pelche, and didn't have a second.
Helps you get Frost Farabee. Okay. Not nothing.
2018, no first, second, or third rounder. They took Pospisil in round 4.
That's a great pick for round 4.
2017, Juuso Välimäki, Adam Ruzicka, their top two picks.
And Välimäki will never know injuries again. Could have been a great pick. He looked awesome in that playoff series against Colorado for a rookie.
Now we're back to 2016.
And you're talking about a Berkey.
Kachuk.
Yeah, but 2016, these should be the guys.
Well, this is. Wait for this one.
Yeah, it was Kachuk, Tyler Parsons, Dylan Dubé, Adam Fox. Parsons issues.
Yep.
Dubé issues, but played. Adam Fox has a Norris. Kachuk has a cup.
Yeah, you got a top 10 defenseman and a top 10 winger in the same draft class. That theoretically could have set you up for a decade. It just, Adam Fox said he was comfy signing anywhere, and then he wasn't after 2 dominant years of college.
Keep going, Dean. You love this.
No, then
you're into the Berkey stuff, and it gets bad. It's the
then
Hunter
it's Rasmus
Smiths
and Shillington, Mangiapane from 2015, Bennett at 4.
It's a good class. Mange late, nice. They're not the worst draft team in the NHL. They're not certainly the best. I would put them firmly in the middle third of the league in draft. Once you get out of the 90s. The 90s were an absolute train wreck. They were the worst in the 90s.
Who's the worst?
That's a good question. I don't know. Oilers have been pretty fun.
You should build an app for that, Dean.
I know, yeah.
But there are guys that do this, and like Byron Bader's in Calgary. He's got hockeyprospecting.com, and those are the guys where when I say it's a good draft class, I'm not looking at
how much does it cost to bump up your kid's stock with Byron?
Cut him a check, yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, what's his NHL E?
Fax him a check.
Yeah, fax him a check.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how we got there necessarily, but it's the Ducks and Flames tonight. We've done the math.
And
93, squinting for 94.
Hey, I said 93.
Yeah.
What did the Blues say?
I said 95.
You
said 95. Yeah, they've since lost the game, and we've now got them up to 94, which is nice.
Did we get them 94? Wow.
Yeah, I'm pushing.
Yeah, how did you get there? There was an extra point there. So
and we took
regulation
one away from
against Minnesota,
yeah,
not an extra time. Yeah,
I switched them around.
Yeah, good stuff.
Am I too harsh about my
On
Honzek?
No, I only sort of object when you say they're trying to be smarter than everyone, because I don't think they were trying to, but it just looks like a pretty mediocre pick, right?
So how should I describe it?
A mediocre pick.
So how do you end up with if there are other guys?
If you were, one way to do it would be to find the central scouting ranks from
who got picked after him.
What is it, 2019? But in terms of were they going off the board? Where did they have?
Yeah,
you guys were there. Did it feel like an off the board?
A little bit. I think people expected him to go around.
You were in Nashville.
Yeah.
You're big into stat nerd stuff. You're big into the draft. You were dialed in on it, and you didn't know who the fucking guy was.
No, I
Pardon
knew
my
who he
French.
was. I didn't think he'd be picked at 60. I thought he was a 20 guy. Like 20 to 24 was a spot that I think a lot of places had him. I'll go look at the rankings and stuff here because I think I can find them. I think
That constitutes, because I trust you and your brilliance, an off the board pick. I was watching at home, and it was.
Here's the scouting report from his draft class. If you give me 30 seconds. Yeah. Rare is a shift when Honzek's ability to protect the puck does not appear. The 6'4" winger gets and keeps defenders on his back check using body positioning to create offense instead of just brute force. He plays with a ton of finesse. Like there's a lot to like about the player. He just hasn't been healthy. And so he's never really been a center guy. He's a big hold it on the boards, puck control winger.
Well, that's how the game's played now.
It's kind of like Slavkowski a bit, but obviously a lesser version.
That's really
one overall.
Raving
He's been good this year.
He was first overall
in a bad class, better than Shane Wright, I think, at this point, right?
I wasn't comparing him to Shane Wright.
Yeah, well, that's who they had to compare with when they made the pick. It was like him or what? Cooley was the other guy there.
But it's hard when we're really off the rails.
Mm-hmm. Well, what else?
So when you're having this conversation about how do you get good players? How this, that. What if he's Logan John or Wyatt Johnston?
Yeah, yeah.
What if he's already?
Well, and the other part of it is like you had another first rounder since then. It'd be tough to be lower stock on Zane Parekh than when they drafted him at 9. Like he's had a phenomenal season. He's going to play next year.
What do you mean lower stock on?
Like you have to be happier. If you did a redraft today, he's probably not there at 9 because he's had such a great year. Now that might in 2 years, maybe it's not that case, but 1 year out, tiny sample. He looks like a guy you shouldn't be able to get in the 9 hole. You don't see guys put up 107 points in that league ever. Never mind the 9 pick,
which is fine.
Yeah,
which there's a lot of guys on that same list that amounted to nothing. I just until we're 5 years out from a draft class, I don't think he can even talk.
That is the most reasonable way to grade these things. And
all I'm saying is
5
we
years.
talk about where are you going to finish? Top 10. You got to get a draft. 16th overall is not a shit pick. Get a player.
If you want to look at the top 10 of that,
get a player at 16.
Yeah.
And so that is a potential cornerstone of your franchise.
How
you look at Dallas, if that's take away your Rupe Hintz or your Wyatt Johnston or your Thomas Harley, get one of those guys.
Yeah.
And you didn't, so you're a year behind.
Well,
you're a year behind.
You're comparing yourself to one of the top 3 draft and develop clubs in the league, and you're not. So
but no, if you are going to rebuild, if you're going to use these draft picks and you have staff, and this is what you're in the business of doing, and you've squandered a first round pick if this guy doesn't play.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yep. And you're a couple years out, and right now the jury is very much out.
Yeah, which happens a lot at 16 in the first round, believe it or not. Like you could look at the last 5. I bet you there's a couple just like him. Like 5 after
it's
Sam
like
Bennett.
You want to say you shouldn't have any pressure, and you should never actually have to succeed, and you shouldn't make.
Of course, I'm not saying that.
Well, you are though.
No,
you're saying
what
that
I'm
it's
saying
fine
is,
that they F it up.
I think people think you get stars at 16 when that's the outlier. If you look at the last, say, 10 draft classes, I bet you there's 2 or 3 studs and then some role players.
I'm not saying star. I'm saying
so if he's
a guy.
So if he's a 25,
like a star means you're up for the Hart Trophy. Or you can top 10. Be a top 20 scorer in the league.
But you realize that 50? Like the league's full of guys from the last 15 draft classes, and at 16 in one draft class, you're asking for a top 20 player at 16. That's wild.
Yeah, I have a harder time with it, man. You really let them.
I'm not letting anyone
really
off
let them off the hook.
Actually reinforces my point of it's really easy to miss at 16. It's much harder to miss top 5, top 10, right? Like we understand the lower you pick, the easier it is to miss. That's not.
But again, that simplifies things into saying that if you're not in the top 5, you're going to fuck it up and don't just flip a coin.
We're being very binary here. It's clearly a scale. The lower you pick, the harder it is to hit home runs. And so when we have conversations mid-season about trading Rasmus Anderson, that's why I'm so much in favor of it. Not because I don't like the player, because I do. Not because I don't think he's captain material.
We've done this dance so many times. We understand finishing lower gets you a higher pick. So then a higher get it.
And now you're crushing me that
I'm just saying
hit at 16.
16 is not. There are a lot of teams that get good players,
and there's a lot that miss at 16 too. That's my point.
Okay, well,
so that's why you need to bottom out, not retool.
So the only way,
not the only way, not the only way,
Dallas's way. The only way is, but that's you can't. You have 17 balls in the air.
I'm
Always.
just saying it's not binary. This is all on a scale. And yes,
20 minutes ago, you said it's not so much where you pick, just draft and develop.
Mm-mm.
Now you're saying
Yes, you did.
No, I'm saying drafting, developing is crucial to any team.
Yes,
being
I know what
successful.
you're saying.
Washington does it in the 20s. Dallas does it in the teens. The Flames, I like Zeri in the 20s. I certainly didn't like Greg Nemus in the 20s. Like they aren't the best at it. They're not the worst
The
either.
only problem with the Zeri pick, and it's not a problem. I love the kid. Don't be injured. But it was COVID. You don't know anything about.
That was a tough draft
That
class.
was-
They did well there, and they think they traded back twice to get him, didn't they? Like, that was a nice play. They had like, we think we can get him later. We think we can get him later. But again, yeah, I don't ever want my argument to
I
be
guess
like,
here's
it's so
the- here's
simple.
the-
Here's how you do it. It's just that you need to make smart bets, like splitting aces, like, you know, when the dealer flips 6, you don't chase 21, you just hold. Just make smart bets. And the smarter bets are easier to make higher up the board. It's not complex. You guys get this. I'm not saying if they're just bad, it's over. Plan the parade route in the new rink. Yay, we're champs. That's not it at all. But like Michael Dal Cole, someone thought was a star at 4. 1 pick after Sam Bennett. 2 picks earlier is Leon Draisaitl. It changes the course of your franchise. They're 2 picks apart. The best people in the world are at these drafts. They make mistakes all the time. It's a really hard thing to do to project a 17-year-old as a 25-year-old man.
Arash Madani said it best. Any dummy could run an organization.
Some days it
That's-
feels
he
like
quote. I quote. I'm quoting him.
He did say you were gone. We did him for life from New Orleans ahead of the Super Bowl. He was,
And again, we'll move on because it's painful for me to listen to. I can imagine other people. If we feel like this is a Flames team that isn't going to bottom out for whatever reasons, goaltending, coaching,
Sure.
decent talent,
Then you have to.
you're
get
going to
Dallas.
have to get some good players in that 15 to 20 probably range.
Can
I would
I
guess.
Can I throw a scenario at
trade.
you?
Or look at trading your first. I don't know.
Yeah. So let me throw a scenario. Let's say you move Rasmus this summer and you look at the class and you're like, this is the Gavin McKenna year. Maybe we don't replace Rasmus in free agency, don't re-sign him. And maybe we just say, if there's a year to step back, it would be this one and the next one because of the 2 crown jewels at the top in McKenna and DuPont. Would you be okay with that? Or do you still think like, you can't do it, you're not bad enough?
I don't think you're bad.
Because
enough.
Boston's going to pick top 4. Like, that's wild. If it's today, they pick 4.
Coupled with, and we talked about it, there's no
Swayman.
burgeoning talent waiting to come in next year.
That's
I mean,
my-
Zane Perrick looks like he's
Yeah,
on a
that's-
different level.
Could be there.
You know,
They'll
Kristevich
need
looks
him.
like that, but there's no man. We're going to graduate some of the top scorers from the American Hockey League. We've got some animals that are ready. It could be. We said the same thing this year, but it could be a tough year next year.
And that's kind of why I think, you know, if they get aggressive in free agency, it could be a huge mistake. Like if they're like, okay, we need a left shot D-man, we need
That's-
scoring. Let's go give too much money to guys with term.
That's the conversation with Noodles yesterday. Was what's the owner want?
Yeah.
He sees it's this close, and you can't just. I don't know. We thought they'd be shitty this year,
Yeah.
and they weren't.
Correct.
I don't believe they're going to be better next year, but
No.
I don't know that even if you trade Anderson, that everything completely
Well, like
falls.
you say all the time, you're not playing with 5D. You get to play. You're going to replace him in some way, shape, or form.
Mhm.
And the player may not be to that level, but you're going to have somebody. And as a collective, you're not completely going to fall apart, depending on who it is. If you bring
and
Kuznetsov in, but if you get a guy on free agency, pay him 3 or whatever,
Like the
just to
Mantha
be
deal, right? The Mantha
just
deal.
some kind of
Yeah.
a serviceable NHL guy.
and that's saying the owner's cool with that.
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead and strip it down a little bit. Let's see what happens.
So if we took a time machine and we went back to like October 1 today and we looked at the Boston Bruins, we all would have had them in or on the bubble in the East. That's the 4th worst team in the NHL this year with
They've
one of the
packed it
best.
in.
They totally have. But my point is, I think that's a much better roster to start the year than the Flames had. And they have the elite goalie who's just having an off year. What is this team with an off year from Dustin Wolf
I
look
think
like?
you're cherry picking that one. Of course they can.
Yeah, and so-
of course it's possible.
I don't think it's the most likely
Wolf could
outcome. I
break his
agree.
leg too. So
Please don't. But yeah.
right, like I don't
just-
know that that's the likelihood.
And I know this is exhausting, but these are the conversations I see Flames fans having all the time because you can squint and say, I could see us somehow be in the 7-8 seed. I just don't see anyone seeing this collection of players amounting to a cup contender. So how do you build that? That's the greatest challenge. And that's why this topic keeps coming up, because how in the world do you build a cup champion starting at this?
Then I think Connie dropped the ball. And I'm not trying to, Connie and I are friends and I love what Connie's doing. Okay. But if that's your belief and your philosophy on things, this trade deadline was a missed opportunity then, as far as unloading guys, because you had guys that were probably, if we miss the playoffs, they're a year older and they're not as good next year, and they might not perform as good. And if you don't come out of the gates and stay in the playoff hunt, these guys' motivation level is going to be lower, making it even more difficult to get rid of them. And you've missed I think probably at the trade deadline, some of the guys on the Flames would have been, if they were available, could have been moved.
I think all those opportunities remain in the summer, but I agree, big picture, it would have been a good time to sell because guys are playing well.
But you couldn't do
Sharon Govich can certainly bounce back. Zary can stay healthy. Coronado can continue to develop.
Yep.
But outside of that, just looking at their top scorers, it's very conceivable to think that Kadri, Huberdeau,
Coleman,
what's
Anderson,
Weager's year-over-year production? I'm not.
Goals are down, but he's had a great year, and he's been playing with Mirmanov and
yeah. But last year he was unbelievable. Did he have weight?
He had 20 goals.
That's why we were always.
Yeah, 20
he's
goals.
He's been their best defenseman by a mile this year.
Why not trade him?
Could, but I think Anderson's right there and the deal's up, so it's just more pressing.
Yeah. Anyway,
if you switch your contractual status, we're absolutely talking about trading Weager, not Anderson, right? He's younger.
Well, if you're talking about bottom out, wanting to get McKenna and DuPont, then
or one of the two, yeah, or just giving yourself a good cut.
Like Mackenzie Weegar's 31.
Yeah,
that's exactly
the only difference.
I think he's slowing down. His foot speed's not. He's never been a smooth skater. He's a grinder, and you appreciate what he does. But is he Geo? Where you're going to have 8 more years of production?
He's not winning Norris at 35.
Right?
He's never played more than this.
No,
he's averaging 24 a night.
He's not the problem. But if you wanted the bottom out, that's the guy you move.
Move them both.
Yeah.
The problem is that who you playing Perec with?
Jesus.
You can't throw him to the wolves.
Paul. No, and you can't.
And sometimes you got to grind out these contracts and let them go to where they. You know what I mean?
There's 1 year left on Backlund. There's 2 years left on Coleman, and we expect that those guys plus Huberdeau plus Weager. That's your leadership group. Kadri, I would put in there, except that I do think you could move him. He's been that good.
This is not Bugatti Day talk.
It's not a Bugatti.
This is not biggest game of the year.
No.
Game day helmets on talk. This
you have to distract from the stress of the situation.
Do you remember the Monty Python skit, the Bring Out Your Dead? That's us right now. We're pretending we're not dead.
Yeah, that math you did earlier, Dean, that kind of got me.
It hit you, hey? Because you were kind of.
We've done it now numerous.
You know what I'm gonna do? I got to go rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, half full.
4, 1, and 3. Sorry,
gonna be short.
One regulation loss.
What?
You play Vegas twice, LA and LA, Minnesota fighting for their lives. Yeah, one regulation loss.
Yeah,
that's as rosy as it gets. They're still not getting it.
Damn it! But my math's bad.
It is.
Yeah.
There is that saving grace. We could place some stock in that.
Oh, hey guys, let me tell you about it. The Big Share contest is back. It's in full swing. It's your chance to win $1 million just by saving money with Service Credit Union. Every $500 that you save gives you 5 entries into the Big Share contest. This contest ends on April 30th of 2025. Skill test required. For all the rules, for all the stipulations and details, go to service.ca/win. There's RRSPs, GICs, TFSAs, all of that.
All the letters.
Get your paychecks automatically deposited into your service account. That's bonus entries. Many different ways to do it. And if you've been hearing us talk about it for the last number of weeks and you haven't done it yet, time's ticking. Service, SERVUS.ca/win for all the details. And you could be $1 million richer, courtesy of Service Credit Union.
We could do that topic for 18 hours a day, every day.
I know.
And I know you're exhausted about it, but I do tell you, it's what everyone wants to know. How do you turn this group into a contender? It's not easy. It is a complicated schmozzle.
I'm pretty sure we'll do it again like next
Oh,
week
we'll do
and
it
the week
next.
after, and
I
then
can
a
do it
whole
right now.
bunch.
You want to restart? We start now.
But just to go, and again, I'm not dragging us back in. But everybody wants the team to be better.
Yeah.
That's what's at. And regardless, if it feels like we're picking on Honzek.
Wow,
Man, that's a year. That's a year.
Mhm.
That's you. That could have been one good player
Yep.
moving forward. That maybe it's your third line center. Maybe it's a second line winger. Maybe it's
contributing
Farabee
NHLer.
or Frost. It's a guy who's on your team.
Mhm.
And if he can't,
I still think he will be, but it's going to take some time. He's missed so
Shit.
much time.
it's gonna be a bit of a
Wow.
project. It feels
what
like
I
that's
s-
buying you
s-
time too,
This
right?
is what I say to the kids in the dressing room after tough losses too. Just remember, boys and girls.
Yeah.
The other team wants to win too.
Really? So all these other teams are trying to pick good players, and they're not going to leave the good ones for you at 16 necessarily?
Hey, the Flames need a number one center.
Hmm.
This guy, Craig. Don't. Okay, we won't take that.
But we
guy.
love him.
Yeah, call Chicago. You're not allowed to
Flames-
take Hagens. Hagens is a center. That's our guy. He's
Flames
coming to us
really
at
need him.
16.
Flames really need him. And Connie's such a good guy.
Yeah, and just the one final bow on it, 2027 is the new rink. If we focus on that, I think you'll make fewer mistakes.
Shift your focus.
That's right.
I think that's a stupid, ridiculous approach. But
Yeah,
okay.
I don't really care about the building. Just be good at some point.
I'm
Be a
going to be
good team
upset
soon.
if they go to the finals next year in the Saddle Dome.
If they can go to the finals next year, that's awesome. I
Right?
just don't see it. What I mean is don't go chasing it for next year, convincing yourself this is a really good team that just was one guy.
You don't have
They're
to
not.
chase anything.
Yeah,
you have
exactly.
to stick to your plan and understand what you're doing and
Yeah.
execute.
And that's
I
why
don't
I say
give a shit
2027.
whether it's
It's not a building, it's
2027
just
or
that
20.
time frame, right? Give yourself a few years.
If it's 2030, I guess that's what it is. But
And I would think if you put them all in the room, let's be honest, they know what they are.
I think that's true.
It's not like the coach thinks they're one thing and the GMs. We need more skill. Yes, we do.
They all would
We
agree.
are second to what?
Third
20
last is-
million.
5-on-5
We
scoring.
didn't
Only
spend 20
Nashville has fewer goals scored at even strength than us. What the H?
They're-
We need more skill. We need more scoring. And like you said, going back again to the Honzek thing, it's not like we're really strong on D.
Oh,
so
we're
let's focus on or outside of the net, I suppose. You wingers, centers, D, left, right, get better. You got room to improve pretty much everywhere.
Everywhere. And the most glaring of all the holes is your center position because you have a 37-year-old and a 36-year-old that are your top two centers next year.
I had something smart to say, but I forget.
Should have got Dylan Cousins.
What would
Should
they
have done a
want?
lot.
What would they have wanted from you?
Well, first,
Perek.
what did they end up getting?
No, they got Josh Norris, which is crazy, but he's a center at least. They were trading a center. My thought is Buffalo needed a good young center back. They don't have one here.
Maybe they needed a veteran center.
Maybe
Maybe
they
and
do
a
this-
first rounder.
they do this summer.
Kadri and
How long's
First
the drive
rounder
from
for
London to
Cousins.
Buffalo? Poor Kadri fans. They're just like every day these guys are finding ways to trade.
Yeah.
assets.
we like what Kadri's done
He's been
when
great.
he's engaged, but I don't trust that.
Father time, man.
Yeah.
That's the fear. It's nothing to do with Nazem. It's everything to do with father time. 4 years left after this one.
Damn, I wish I could remember what I was going to say. It was real good. Dude.
Yeah. I'd rather you tell me about Bonton because you got your you
I had
Bill
brought it
Bonton.
home.
I
Just
had
forget this.
Bonton. My kid, young Billy Bob. He raved about the steak so much, and then he had the gall. He was making. Now this is spoiled, right?
Oh yeah.
When you got those big, thick fillets, and your
Yes.
13-year-old decides to take two of them, and then he slices them up and makes himself a big old steak sandwich. Then he reaches across for the third steak and just eats it off the fork.
That hurts my heart.
Dad, these are real good. Oh, really? Really? You like those?
Yeah. You like this premium AAA Alberta beef?
If you went to a restaurant, this would cost like $120. You
that
like
was
it,
a
hey? You had three of
$120
those.
meal you had right there.
You just had
Yeah.
like a $400 restaurant meal. You'd liked it, huh?
Glad to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoy.
Let's work on those grades, son.
Yeah.
You're gonna need some cash to eat like this the rest of your life.
Because it was last week. I think we had Dregs on it last Friday, and you showed the list of the ground pork,
What
ground
an order.
beef, ground turkey, roasts. And
New York strips today, boys.
did you
Really?
did you have to make some? Did you have to rummage around in your deep freezes to find
the
room for
deep
it all?
Freeze looks so good.
How big
right?
is your deep freeze? How many deep
I got
freezes? do you
two.
have?
I got the stand-up one and the chest one.
But I was thinking about this just the other day.
And he put extra bacon in the potato salad last week. I guarantee you.
He always does. He's a
No guarantees he'll do that for everyone, but
for Rhett guarantee.
yeah. Summer's coming. It's the time because you know what it's like. You get busy in summers. What are we doing for dinner? Oh, let's barbecue. Yeah, let's put.
Sure. Gonna make a burger
What have
out
we
of a
got?
box. Get the out of here.
Oh, we got a box. There's 6 of these.
Briquettes.
Don't be fooled. We got some grilling weather coming up quick. I
I'm
know it's
telling
cold
you.
today. This weekend is looking like
It's a good
absolutely
get a good
first
start of
barbecue
grill
of the year.
season.
And you do it right because I find myself, and it's just how much ground beef are we making? Well, that's not enough. And this is made special order. I need X. I need 1.5 pounds or whatever. Get it.
Oh, you get 2 pounds, Dean. Always.
Get it figured out, and then fill that deep freeze. So that when it's like, hey, are we cook? What are we? People are coming. Oh, yeah. Get some. When you get those boxes of burgers out of the deep freeze, and then it's like, well, it's covered in ice. Just leave it out and let it. And then it's kind of got that whitish rim on it,
Film?
freezer burn.
Not a Banter.
Life's too short for that. Have your freezer full of Bonton and just be ready. Oh, people are coming over for steaks. Perfect. I got the best steaks in the world downstairs.
Salt and pepper, blackened seasoning, whatever you want.
Can I give you a guarantee for Monday? Rhett's wearing shorts. 17 degrees. Now, I know
No
it's
way.
Calgary and it's 4 days.
I might go
But
Speedo.
I'm doing it.
Flames win their next couple games.
do you grill in a Speedo? Are you worried?
Oh, I'm always struck.
Okay.
So it's probably an off-air conversation.
What?
How much meat do you get in your your pack of ground
2.
beef? 2 pounds per pack. So when you take one out of the freezer, let it thaw.
And I always take out 2.
And your children are mutants. So they
But
need
do you get it
laws.
packaged as 1 pounders, or does he package them
pounds.
2?
2 pound packs. What do you do with a pound?
It's a duh.
What are you going to do with a pound?
Nothing.
So that's for you.
Yeah.
No one else is eating.
Yeah. So 2 pound thing of ground beef. What do you do with the ground turkey?
The shoveler, and you won't like it, makes so turkey burgers. I make unbelievable turkey burgers.
Mean. Turkey.
And the shoveler makes this turkey meatloaf. I could eat it once a week. I know you don't like meatloaf. It's
Well,
fine.
I don't know that I've ever really.
It is next level.
We do bowls. You get rice on the bottom, sliced avocado, maybe a little pineapple or something, turkey in there.
Sounds awful.
Well, my wife. Hey, what?
I know. I hear you.
That's
No, because you were getting a bunch of
Yep,
turkey.
that's
'Cause
what
I'll
we do.
use
With
it.
that's what I do with the ground turkey. I don't like it in tacos. I don't like it in burgers, meatloaf.
If you can mix it in there, and you're almost trying to hide it.
Burgers are, trust me.
Just a straight up turkey burger.
I will make you a turkey burger, and you will be content to eat that as your burger the rest of your life.
Okay. And the pork, are you mixing it in with your ground beef for burgers?
Meatballs.
Meatballs? Yeah.
He's a pro on this stuff.
Meatballs. I used to blend the beef and the pork.
Yes.
F that.
Really?
Pork.
All pork?
All pork
No
meatballs.
kidding.
It's a huge development.
And then I make like a slurry, I'll call it. The breadcrumbs, the egg, the
Yes.
seasoning, and milk.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do with it?
Go full screen, Jack, please.
Yeah.
That's all right. One more time for us.
So is that in a bowl or is
Doesn't matter.
Sorry, I just looked away. One more time.
And
That's
heavy garlic. I like a lot of garlic in my meatball, Jack.
Dad's in the kitchen throwing pork around?
You know the
again.
only saving grace for me, actually, now that I think about this,
Yeah.
and see the Bonton meat thing.
That's
Yeah.
got to be Greg, I think. Yeah.
Thank God I live in the other end of town.
Yeah.
Greg's just thinking about opening a location.
Can you
on Greg's
imagine the
driveway.
relationship I would have to have if I was like a 5-minute saunter?
I said it the other day, how you don't have your own parking spot, a VIP spot on the side
Like,
is
The red carpet right where he gets out of the driver's side door.
Yeah. Listen,
Then I wouldn't need my freezer, I guess, if I lived close. But man,
but
My
this is the
consumption.
thing, and it sounds like we're just. But that's the way to do it. Get your freezer set up
Big load. Load up.
because then, when you're short on time, what do we do? I don't know. You're ordering in crap
junk.
or you're eating crap. What processed pre-made pizza out of the deep freeze are we grabbing?
Look at this.
Full screen again,
Yeah.
Jack.
Look at this. That doesn't look impressive.
Be like Rhett.
Sergeant Slaughter,
Hey?
what are we looking at?
Right. Bonton Meat Market, 28 Crowfoot Circle.
Not
I'm putting
my
it
fault,
together.
my genetics.
I'm waiting for the press release
Terrible.
from Bonton. Be like, we're excited for the grand opening of our second location, Rhett Warner's driveway.
He's lobbied for it.
I've thought about it a lot.
He's an idea guy.
Yep.
Greg is like, I don't know if I could. I'm not sure that would work. We're missing a lot of fillets.
Billy Bob!
Right, we had to order 1,000 pounds of meat.
We're missing a red Yeti cooler and 40 fillets.
I wasn't even at that hockey tournament. Could have been me.
Yeah, I didn't.
Coming up, we're going to get our Safeway picks in.
Oh, yeah.
Safeway NHL, my NHL picks contest. It's Thursday, time for another week. Candy bracket.
We are like
update.
24 hours away from
I know.
our final.
It's crazy.
Get in and vote. Rock the vote.
But it is time for the Pinder Report. Oh, yes. I think they're still
You know
doing
what?
They're still buying your car.
they're
man.
still buying your cars
Absolutely
up there.
there.
Yep.
Saw it on the internet.
Pre-owned vehicle, even if you don't buy theirs, they want to buy yours. If it's a lease, you have to turn into another dealership. Don't do it until you talk to Village first. They're going to appraise your vehicle, and you might be surprised with what you get there. They want it. Payment within 24 hours. If
That's
you get
quick.
a deal done, stress-free. They do all the work. Begin the appraisal process online at villagehonda.com. They present the Pinder Report.
Fellas, it is Flames game day. It's an odd day in April. Get used to it. Buckle up. We're doing this to the 17th. Flames, yep. There's Coronado. He's had a great year, boys. He really has.
Really happy with Matthew.
20 goals already and feels like he's become one of the go-to guys. Not to the Kadri level this year, but if you were to say someone off this team in 2 years who's their best player, not named Wolf, I might pick this guy.
He's
been great.
I don't know what you put in. You look at this team. Look at the forwards. He's a +4. No one else is.
How?
Weager is a +13. Pelche doesn't play here
How is
anymore.
Weager +13? My God, he's been carrying Hanley and
I
Miramano
know.
all year.
That's what I
What
tell
a
you.
year.
If you gave him,
A real top pair defenseman.
No, it's not how it works.
It's not
a lot
that
of
easy,
times
but
he's out there with a
Jesus.
guy that's got glasses and a fake mustache masquerading as an NHL defenseman.
That's who I was.
I was digging into the
Are
nerd
you
numbers.
in the NHLPA? Why, yes, I am. Don't pass me the puck, please. Fuck.
Back to you, Weeks. Big signing.
Reverse. No.
No. No. You. On the website, FlamesNation.ca, lots going on, including the signing of third rounder
Hey.
Adar Sunia, who has had a very
Penticton,
good
right?
year. He was a Penticton V for 2 years. He came because things got weird during COVID, and then there was a Russian invasion and
What happened in
Ukraine, and then paperwork got weird in the U.S.
Was it weird?
UMass giving shout outs. Look at that. The upset Minnesota and Jimmy Snuggerud. What a name.
Jimmy Snuka?
Jimmy
From the
Snuggerud.
top rope?
Superfly.
There he is. Look at this kid.
That's quite a quaff.
It is got a good flow on him.
Tick.
Now, where did he get the? Or is he here?
He's here.
Oh,
That's it. That's at 555 Saddle Home Rise. Those pictures from the Calgary Flames. His team was eliminated last weekend. They got the deal done. They're burning the first year this year, which used to be a big thing. I actually
what
think
do we
it's
think about
beneficial.
36? Do we like it?
It's an odd number, but I feel like if he gets to the NHL and
like it's
becomes
a
impactful, he can
tough
pick
guy
any
number.
number he wants.
No.
Look at the root, this guy. So he's born in Kazan, Russia, comes over as a teenager to play in Ontario, went to the States for a bit. It didn't work with the paperwork and the geopolitical stuff he had nothing to do with.
He played in Thorold,
Thorold.
in the Greater Ontario
Is that-
Junior Hockey League.
is
I
that
believe
Is that
the
Harold?
Buffalo
Harold
Junior
Thorold?
Sabres have a squad in that league. It's terrible.
2 championship seasons in Penticton, which is the norm. The 45 goals in 50 games his draft year was huge. This was the third rounder they got. It was their own pick back from New Jersey in the Toffoli deal. So it's our Igor and Suniev for Toffoli when all's said and done. And 2 really good years in Hockey East. 20 goals this year. It's not on the DB
I
page
was
there.
gonna say it's not.
That's as many as Matt Coronado had his sophomore season
my
before coming pro.
OMG, Dean.
OMG.
And more helpers for Suniev as well. He also scored the OT winner as they rallied with
FMH.
Minnesota.
SM.
FMH.
Elemento P. This is his head coach in Penticton, Fred Harbinson, his club lining up to play Okotoks in round 1 of the BCHL playoffs. Suniev was serious as a heart attack when he was here. Every day he was preparing like it was game 7 for him. Even on Sundays when we had days off, he would be in stretching and stick handling. This is a worker, boys.
Don't take it too serious.
I like it.
Have some fun.
Don't go full Zegras.
It's just a game, kid. It's just a game.
Just a game.
Yeah, enjoy yourself.
Don't let Rhett train him in the summer.
Screw that. I would be great. I'm going to go into that business too. I'm going to be an agent,
strength
and
trainer?
a trainer,
Doing a lot.
Really?
and a scout,
And
Okay.
a GM, but
and
also a coach.
world-class podcaster
That too, for sure.
When does that start?
next
Stay tuned.
year after I do my training.
Right.
Shit doesn't just happen.
Only as good as
yeah.
You're right.
I would expect we see Suniev once
Sooner than later.
Suniev?
No.
Sooner than
as Suniev as they're eliminated or feel like they're out, you'll see him, but not until then.
Who's eliminated?
The Flames.
We figured that math.
Round 1, 2. What are we talking? This guy's got to sit around for a long
Training
time,
camp.
I guess.
Yeah, totally. He's going to be a black ace
Can
in
he
the
go
cup
play
final.
for the other team?
He cannot. If he had
This
signed
is
an
so stupid.
ATO and not burned year 1, he could have gone to the
Somebody
Wranglers.
headbutt me because I can't understand this.
You can't be a GM then. You have to be an AGM.
Someone headbutt me.
That'll fix things. Schedule. We showed you the April every other day. We walked through it with Dino. Just a quick glance. It is Anaheim at home tonight, the first of a 2-game homestand. Vegas comes wheeling in on Saturday. They just lost to the Oilers in a close one. A lot of Anaheim, a lot of San Jose, a lot of Vegas. That's 6 of their last 8 games. And who knows? Thursday, the 17th of April.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I get that one mixed up with is it the Ladybugs picnic? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
don't
10,
know
11,
that
12, and they all played games at the
At
Ladybugs picnic. But
I don't know that one. It's terrible.
that was the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
What are you watching over there, Jack?
I'm making polls.
Yeah, OnlyFans?
Making polls.
Ski poles?
No.
Polish people?
Freak. Get into
What
that.
kind of poll?
Lewandowski?
What you're polling?
YouTube polls.
He's interacting with our audience, our live audience in the present time
Be
today,
careful, Jack.
not from the future or the past.
Shift your focus, Jack.
Shift your focus. West standings. Let's go. Wild and Blues in a dead heat for the Wild Cards. Back-to-back overtime losses for the Wild, including one on Broadway last night. The Blues have won 10 in a row. It's the longest winning streak in franchise history outside of the 11 in a row en route to the Cup. And that incredible, was it 2018? I want to say 17, 18, 16.
Around there.
Gloria. I got your
They beat
number.
Boston that year, right?
Yes. Came back in that series. They're down 3-2.
That would have been a tough one for Boston.
Because that was the Binnington storyline at Four Nations. The final was in Boston. He'd won an elimination winner-take-all game in Boston before, Game 7 with the Blues, and then, of course, with Canada.
Kick their ass again.
Before the
That's
Kachucks
what
went on their
happened.
media tour for finishing second. Yeah. That's going to be tough if they win next year.
It's a bit of a backpack until then, if not.
It was a good win for Canada. We needed one, given the parlance of our times, which doesn't make sense, but we'll keep moving. It's a line from the Lebowski. Eastern Conference standings. Actually, that Atlantic division is going to be fun to the end. Last night, Toronto beats Florida. All of a sudden, our old pal Tree has got a first-place team with an X beside it atop the best division in hockey.
I'm telling you, there's something that just feels
Are
different.
you giving him credit or does he inherit?
He drafted Matthews, Nylander, and Marner, didn't he?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That said, he did make some
Friggin'
interesting
guy.
ads. They've really liked the Boston defender Carlo there, who the Flames were unusually linked to before the deadline.
Is that who got punched in the face?
He did get in a scrap the other night. Yeah. Metro, just set it and forget it. We'll revisit later. All we're watching is OV
Was there a bunch
goals.
of fights last night?
Yes.
Do
Yes.
you have a favorite? If you tell Jack, we can add it later. What tilt you
A
want to
fa-
say?
no, it was a lot of fisticuffs at the end because
Feisty.
Carolina hung one on the Caps, and then
Yes.
it got dirty.
There's a lot of Pims late there. so-
Chatfield,
Yes,
And
we do have that.
McCoys.
We do have that. Hang on. So don't spoil it.
And
We've got
McCoys.
Chatfield in a moment.
5.
The
was it
Chatfields
5-1?
and the McCoys.
Something like
At
that.
two
The only
birds.
thing live we're living.
What do the Anaheim Ducks look like? Well, they're not on our standings board, so they're in the bottom 10 of the league.
See my name in the marquee lights.
Why does this keep happening to me?
What a song.
You
Got
notice
to be
the
me,
Ducks
right?
lines? It's all right. We'll just skip it and get
No,
back to
I
it.
got it.
You got it? Let's do it. Yeah, there's some good young players here. There's also some veteran guys, but the future is Gauthier, Carlson, McTavish, and on the back end, breakout year for LaCombe. We've talked about Olin Zellweger.
That Colangelo is a recent high pick or higher. It's one of their picks, and he's a young kid.
Yeah. And then in net, Lucas Dostal has had a monster year. Our boy, friend of the show, Jeff Glass,
right,
worked with him for a few years in San Diego, raves about the kids. He's an unbelievable human. LaCombe, Zellweger, Minchikov on the back end have been very good as well. All youngsters.
What's up, Jeff?
That's the exhale.
I can hear him breathing.
No.
Are you having some software issues?
No.
Oh,
we're good.
There's a young player in the Calgary Wranglers that's putting up some serious numbers and is playing center, but nobody wants him on the big club.
What?
His name? Rory Cairns.
Yeah, we hate Rory's.
Do we not like Rory's? Is it kind of Randy territory for names or no? I don't mind Rory's.
I don't feel like I know enough Rory's.
I feel like they're just pretty Pablo. Nothing much to them, the Rory's. Take them or leave them. 2 goals, 2 assists last night. And yes, the first star of the American League last night. He is a sneaky on the score sheet all the time. Stat sheet, probably better than the ISO cam with him. He just somehow finds a way to get points all the time. Big one last
I
night.
was worried about the high scores in the A.
I kind of like the ISO cam, though. I'd like him to look good.
I don't mean that negatively, but there's been a long history of really high scoring forwards that play in the AHL.
Don't you Matthew Phillips me today, all right? I can't do it.
Crash Davis, is that what this guy is?
Yes.
Quad A.
31 goals, 57 points, 57 games.
One per game in the A. That's nice.
It's only 22, guys.
I'm happy. Come on up and score, kid.
Have a great offseason. Get your ass in peak shape and win a job next
was he
year.
out of shape?
It's not in shape, but yeah, that's
What?
The
That's the kind of research we need from you, Pinder.
That is
just stupid.
Rory Cairns taking strays.
For
It's
no,
like,
you
player
are
of the game, 2 goals, 2 helpers, and Pinder's calling me
You are
fat.
a backhanded bastard where you just prop
He's
him
not
up and
in
then
shape.
bam,
Not out, but not
smack
in.
him right back down.
He's
oh my God.
shape. Not in, not out.
Oh,
Kind of like Rasmus in his draft year, fellas.
It's not his draft year. He's leading the
22.
team in
22.
scoring.
So have a great summer is what I'm saying. That is sort of the knock from pro
mix
scouts.
in a salad is what Pinder said.
They want the conditioning a little bit.
Is he a beer drinker?
I don't know his deal. I love the player. He had 4 points in 5 games with the big club guys, and they didn't keep him. What the hell's going on here?
Quote from Barn Burner:
Shape.
"Sit-ups are free." Ryan Pinder.
Wow. Love working with you guys.
Yeah. Rory's gonna punch you in the mouth.
I like Rory. I'd like to see him back up. He did very well when he was up.
Sit up.
That's you, not me. Sit up. Quote Dean Mulberg.
You got your beard
Dean
trimmed,
Flex
eh?
Mulberg. I did. Yeah, I got a haircut too. Gross. This is the fight we're talking about. Late stages between the Hurricanes and the Capitals, who also run a collision course in that division for the playoffs. Chatfield on the left. He's got the Pinder COVID hair going. That is like a hip toss MMA move in a fight, and a lot of people losing their mind. He gets the leg, the leverage, and tosses.
Dirty.
So in hockey, that's not good. On an MMA mat, that's quite a move.
That's more of a judo.
That's a takedown.
That's a
Yeah,
judo.
that does feel like a judo.
You know what it
takedown.
is? That's not honor among men there.
Yeah, that's not the code.
The
Doesn't
kid hit
like
his
that.
head? That's all you're showing?
Well,
But there was a bunch of
that's the takedown.
brawls.
That's the controversial play of the day. We're going to see a suspension or a fine, I imagine. Probably a fine.
Yeah, they were shooting the old Dukes.
Shooting the old Dukes. Jack, find us some Duke shooting and we'll
Old
get to it.
Old Tom Wilson right in the middle of it.
Jalen stepping up for Tom. That's a big boy.
Jalen
Chatfield.
sticking up for him?
Engaging fisticuffs with a
sticking
very
up.
tough guy. Yeah.
Standing up to
Thank you.
him.
That's, yeah. Insert verb you like. NHL tonight. What do we got for the slate? Some good ones. Let's hope so.
Did you talk about?
Oh, sorry.
We had in that game.
Ovechkin, of course.
Right.
Apologies. Let's backtrack. My apologies, Jack. Thank you, Dean. It's happening. Even in games that they look completely lost, Ovi still scores goals because Ovi is the greatest goal scorer that's ever lived. Entourage, every game they go to, the PJ follows. 3 away from breaking, 2 from tying. Here's a cool one from David Amber. Gretzky's 894 happened in 1,487 games. Ovi's 2 shy in games played and goals.
I remember when that started to materialize. It was like, don't look now, but there's a chance.
Not only the
even
record,
the games.
Yeah.
He might be able to to nip it.
So if he scores 2 his next game, he will have got Gretzky's total in 1 game fewer. Or if he goes goalless or 1 goal in his next 2 games, Gretzky will still have fewer games. I think we all get that.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan.
Math's tough sometimes.
And what do they got? Just looking here. When's their next game? Tonight, home to Chicago. No, sorry. Tomorrow. Friday night, home to Chicago.
Not in Chicago. Okay. Because I knew there was talk about if he was 1 away, would you pull him for the 3rd and try to get it on home ice? Because they've said when Wayne did it, I don't know if you remembered. It's a fog. I'm not sure if I would have seen it live, I would have seen highlights of it. But Howe was there. They stopped the game. The team came on the ice. They have the same plans. Gary will be there, obviously. Ovi's family, Wayne. If it's 10 seconds into the first or it's tying the game with 10 seconds left, no matter what, they are stopping the game to honor him because that's what they did with Wayne.
I don't know if I want it.
What? In game? If you're Ovi?
The stopping and
he's worth it.
I think so too. I think big picture over the course of 20 years.
Right? Like we had the Marlowe thing. It's like, oh, you just kept playing. This is a major accomplishment.
He missed 16 games with a busted leg and is still going to hit 42 goals this year. That is absolutely bleeping insane.
Yeah, at 39,
yeah,
the season he's having.
Pomp and circumstance, I guess.
I know, but it's
big picture. If you want to show your grandkids one day Alex Ovechkin, him scoring that goal and him being honored on the ice is going to mean more than it was tied. That killed the momentum of the game.
Goal, you're going to show the celebration. You're not going to watch the speeches and the.
No, but my point is that the bench will empty, and
that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm saying good. I don't need to watch Bettman and Wayne, and they will, and it's fine. My personal opinion would be, let him enjoy it with his teammates for however long you have to. I don't.
You hope it's within a minute or
Gary
two of
fucking Bettman. Sorry, damn it.
He has 66 points in 59 games.
That's wild.
It's not just empty netters, and I mean,
there's a few.
There's probably some cherry picking here and there.
Not for a while. He hasn't empty netter in ages.
But do it. Yeah, it's Chicago and it's at home, and Carberry would love to get this thing out of the way and have a week or so to.
I don't even think I don't disagree with you, but I don't even think they're thinking about it. Like my kid the other day, we were watching.
Really?
And he was like, I don't think it's a focal point because it's a foregone conclusion that it's going to happen.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
like
if it gets to 2 games left and he's still 2 away, I think it's
what difference does it make if he gets it this year or next? Like, it's going to happen. Would you like it to end? Sure. Right now, why not? But do you think that Alex Ovechkin's not scoring next year if he has to go
I just can't see him going the rest of the way without a couple more. Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah. I'm just saying that I don't think what's the guy's name?
Spencer Carberry
he's go play. Great.
They are we watched him play the Flames and they used him very interestingly. Like the full 2-minute power plays I get, but then it was 3-minute shifts with empty nets. So I think Spencer would like to be done with that and actually play we got 4 games to the playoffs. Let's play like we're going to play in the playoffs because they're cherry picking his ice.
Are they going to change things?
Yeah, and they just got their doors blown off by a division rival last night. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? The other part. So when this happens, who's taking it from him?
If Matthews could stay healthy, I'd say him. Leon's got a chance. That's about it.
You
got to just be so good so long.
So good for so long. Because I don't even know where's Leon now compared to where Ovi was at that point? Because remember, he started scoring immediately.
Yeah.
Ovechkin.
I wouldn't say he's tracking, but I'd say that we never know how guys are going to age.
Years of 50 to even get in the conversation.
It's wild. It's such a huge number. The health and the longevity thing is the biggest.
You're halfway. You got 10 years of 50. Oh, you're halfway.
And this guy, remember, he was mobile, good skater, moving around. There's some of these guys. I'm not sure Leon's got another 10, 12 in him.
I'll say this. Watching Ovi at 25, there was no way I thought he'd be an impactful NHLer at 37, 38,
at 35. He played too hard.
Yeah, and he hit everything. Right? And the offseasons looks like he absolutely threw down.
Yeah, you know what he did right? He took the off seasons and enjoyed them.
He had the red plan.
He did not beat up his body doing squats.
Actually, I'm not going to go to the All-Star game.
I'll be swimming with dolphins in Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah.
You can suspend me for a game. That's fine.
I'm going to rub some white-colored liquor on my body for a few weeks.
Quick math. Leon is at 400 when he scores his next, and he's already 29. So he'd have to score 50 a year for 10 years. Oh, yeah, he can do it. Holy.
Now you could get a 60 goal.
We don't appreciate what
yeah.
this is. That's been.
We've become accustomed to watching things that should be impossible. Like a 39-year-old scoring 40 goals after missing a month and a half with a broken leg. That's insane. We shall move. Schedule
Crazy.
tonight. Washington is one of the games that is on the slate. Where are the Washingtons? In Chicago. Tomorrow. Not on the slate.
That's right. I'm sorry. It's a tomorrow game.
Boston, Montreal, that is the opposite ends of the spectrum on the how are we doing against expectations. Boston, 4th worst in the league. Habs are the feel-good team of the NHL outside of St. Louis right now.
Marty St. Louis.
Big game. Marty, there's lots of good stories. Lane Hudson.
In the conversation. Jack Adams.
I think it's a Carberry-Evison race, but I could add St. Louis if he makes the playoffs.
Where's Evison?
It's Columbus. That's a huge.
Is
Why
Tocchet
is
not
he
going to?
there and not what? Montreal.
Well, whichever team gets in. Only one of those two will get in.
What do?
So Tocchet's not going to go back to back.
I don't think Tocchet has it this year. It sounded like it won in November last year.
Mm.
Not feeling the same mo this year.
Yeah.
Huge game, Tampa, Ottawa. Tampa can still win the Atlantic. Ottawa, bit of speed wobbles here. They lost to Buffalo twice in the last week. Noodles was telling us yesterday. And we'll see if the Blues can win their 11th in a row. They got Jack's Penguins, who I don't have a fucking clue with this team, Jack. What the hell's happening tonight here?
I think the Penguins end the streak. I'm shifting my focus.
Attaboy, Jack.
Shift it.
Shift it.
Yeah.
Shift. And the late good game would be Vegas hosting Winnipeg. Winnipeg's been just okay lately. And those are two division leaders in
They've
the
got
West.
to be kicking the feet up a little bit.
It's hard not to, right?
Sadly.
I don't want to say human nature because they'll get mad, but I think
I'll punch you.
Yeah.
He's a professional athlete.
not humans. We will go to the Calgary Hitmen. They are through. Rhett, your speech, you got to work on it. I'm sorry. I thought it was a good one.
For F sakes. I caught myself there.
Well done.
4's right. It's a sweep. 4-0. That's the mark the Hitmen carry.
The Hitmen are good.
Their big boys were big last night. I think 3 points for Kindle. Yakimchuk on the score sheet. They haven't even used their number one goalie yet. Hauser's been out. They swept them with their backup. It's a pretty good team that we'll be watching here this spring in Calgary. It looks like they'll get Lethbridge, boys, but settle down, Lethbridge. One more win to go. And then if it all played out where favorites win the whole way, which, you know, it's 7-game series in hockey, but Medicine Hat Calgary would be an incredible series. That would have to be the Eastern Conference final. The last two teams standing on this board. That would be tons of fun. McKenna's pretty good too, hey?
Mm-hmm.
You see what he's doing?
No.
Why don't you read that for me?
Oh, but Gavin McKenna has 15 points in 4 playoff games.
Is that good?
He's doing good, Dean.
15-4.
4.
He has 12 goals and 35 points in his last 8. What?
Oh.
That sounds like that's wrong. 12 goals and 35 points in 8 games.
Average that out, Ryan.
4.5 points a game. That's pretty good. Wow. And a 44-game point streak.
Oh.
He's piled up 115.
44 in a row?
That's correct. And 115 points in those 44 games.
So
You might want to tank for this kid if you're one of those teams next year. Wow. Not draft eligible, Dean. Sorry, kid. You have to wait another year.
You know what? It's your parents' fault.
You shouldn't have been mating then.
Figure it out.
Think if you're his parents. Hey, I was going to go for a bike ride. No, get in the basement. We put some mattresses against the walls.
Keep shooting. You said 1,000 a day. You're at 948. Get back down there.
Draft is in just over a year. You're not going out. No one's coming over. I just wanted to. Can I go to the Sev and get a slip? Nope, we'll get it brought in for you.
Here's some kale. Chew on this.
You're our lottery ticket. You're going nowhere.
Yeah. Honestly, he could do
Right?
the
Like
worst
that's
offseason of all time and still be a star.
that's
This
a
guy's
$100 million lottery ticket.
at least. Yeah. Incredible.
Can we buy insurance on him?
That's a good question. Can you buy insurance on a 17-year-old playing in the Western League?
I'm not sure
Okay.
how that works.
I think Medicine Hat would like some. Okay, let's move. Calvary FC re-signed their leading scorer and the Golden Boot winner from last season. That's Tobias Warszewski. He's a German. He was excellent. He had a big goal in the championship game. He says, since day one being at the club, I knew this is the place I wanted to be. I'm very comfortable here. I want to celebrate even more success with everyone that has grown close to my heart.
Toby. Every time I hear Toby, I think of The Office.
Okay.
And just how Carell hated Toby.
Do we have a picture of Toby's mug? We'll see if he's as like or hateable as the Office character.
Which
I
Toby?
think we got a Toby picture. But it's a good kid.
How do you know?
'Cause I met him.
Huh?
I met him.
He knows him.
I wouldn't say no, but
Friend of the show.
interacted.
Our buddy.
Yeah, me and my buddy Toby. We were backpacking through Estonia
Are we just waiting
together.
for a picture to be
No,
shown?
we're fine. We don't need the picture.
Yeah, do we have a?
What do we care?
It's all right. We'll keep moving.
Stay focused, people. This is.
I've got a top 5 Charles Barkley for you, but it's probably you could make 100 top 5s. That TNT panel is the best in sports.
Played on the.
They're already stealing Rogers' lunch money with the NHL broadcast, but the best of the best is Barkley and Shaq and Ernie, the whole crew, Kenny as well. 5 memorable Barclays for Boomer.
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see TV.
That's more than 2 words.
You didn't say 2 words. You said quick to the point.
You just said I got 2 words. Steve Nash and Chris Paul must see.
See, that's why I messed up, because I was trying to think of 2 words. I could have said that. Okay.
2 words.
Nash and Paul.
That's 3 words.
That's 3 words.
Who do they mistake you for?
I went to a I went to
that was really good.
Dude, I try anything to play at a basketball game.
That's good to hear.
Hey, I put that stuff they put in horses, I had them stick it at me a couple times.
Probably didn't need to go that far.
So that's called DMSO.
Yeah.
Disappointing on us. Where they going, Chuck? Galveston. That dirty ass water. We not even gonna send them to Cancun. We're gonna send them to Galveston with that dirty ass water be washing up on the shore. You people think they're in the beach. Y'all located, we gonna send y'all to Cancun. Y'all drive y'all quit. Drive your ass down to Galveston. I got this bracelet from a guy in the steam room back in Arizona.
You got what?
Hey, we were talking. I said, that's a nice bracelet. And I said, I had never seen it before. Whatever your name is, thank you for my bracelet.
See, why he's the best is I'm going to put myself under the bus because I know it's funny and it's entertaining and I can take a joke and it's worth it. So many guys, well, we can't. Oh, we must not. Can't. Oh, hey, ho. Like you can see there when he saw, I got this break. He knew he was going to get
He's
it.
walking right into it.
It's the best. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Have a laugh.
There's some stuffy, suit-filled, politically correct sports analysis. That's the best show on TV. People should copy that.
Yeah, we get lots of that.
Lots, too much, I'd say. Okay. Rhett was telling us about flying cars. Remember how disappointed we were? That piece of S vehicle that flew like a
But it was flying, yeah.
This is what Rhett was talking about. This is in China. These are one-person autonomous vehicles that fly. This is the flying car Rhett was talking about. Look at these things.
I want to fly it, though. It's flying me.
They're not
Flying
letting you
over
fly.
Jersey. That
Do
must be.
not trust
Remember,
you.
they had the big thing down in the States.
China.
The drones. Those are big drones.
Look at that.
Even room for two-seater.
Why not? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Cruising, everyone on the Deerfoot, and they're looking up at you. You're going, yeah, suck it, loser.
Yeah.
We need these at Richmond so we can get all piled up and then it just drops you in your backyard.
Oh,
That's
imagine
great.
if you had one of these.
Oh
How
my God,
drunk you'd be all the
awesome.
time.
Yes.
Because I feel like the only thing keeping
And
you
on the roof.
sober is because you have to be places.
It's
and
true.
drive there to
I
get
was
there.
very well behaved at Richmond's. I would have loved to get blotto and climb in one of these things. Right? You were right. Flying cars. There you go. What's that segment called again? I told you guys.
Or I told you so.
I told you so.
I like that one.
Yeah, I told you so.
We've also, the three of us, because we all have many, many, many male descendants. I think,
Right.
amongst us, we have like 8 offspring, 7 are male that we're allowed to talk about. Why men don't live as long as women, why boys are dumb. Good example here. Horrible video quality, but explain what we're watching here. This is a tree rope. Where you're gonna jump into the lake, and now a second guy, every time it comes back, another guy is jumping.
That first guy's got some real strength. Some
It's
grip.
only
grip
going to
strength.
get better. And there's
Tag
just
and
more-
wrap your legs.
Wrap your legs. This is so dumb. This is peak male existence. This is the stupidest male thing. All the girlfriends are sitting on the beach drinking
That
shots.
is
They're so dumb. They're just dumb.
Some solid pelvic floor work there.
Look at this. They're still going here.
This is a.
If it's AI,
I'll
it's
tell
better
you.
quality. than this.
credit to whoever tied the rope knot on the tree and the tree itself.
I'm waiting for the rope to break. This is unbelievable.
You can't hang on that.
You got There we are. Good work, men.
What an accomplishment.
See, I was going to say, does that make us bad because we're sat here, we're impressed by it?
What an
It
accomplishment.
makes us men.
So we're, yeah, okay.
Wow.
Every female watching that is like, they're complete morons. And every dude's like, that's kind of sweet.
Good job, boys.
Did you hear about Rhett got in a little bit of a mix-up at he was ordering a sandwich the other day?
Did you? So Rhett was out having a sandwich.
Goddamn.
I don't know how sober he was, but he
Diablo.
was
I
very
was looking for a
specific about a
Diablo.
sandwich. Here we go.
I just want a couple more pickles. There's barely any on there. I just want more pickles.
Are you done or can I order two?
I just want more pickles,
Yeah,
miss.
You have a fuckload of pickles.
There's barely any on there. You guys are exaggerating. I don't understand. I just want pickles. But pickles are my favorite.
Are you unemployed or something?
I am unemployed. This is
I can tell.
You really?
Yeah.
I just want more pickles. I don't understand.
Yeah, go to the fucking store and buy some then.
But
We
I
got
just
the
want more
rope
pickles on
quick
my
bit.
sandwich.
Jack,
Pickles are good.
you like it, right?
No. The rope swing was all me.
The rope
Rope
swing.
swing,
I dug that one
That's
out.
an accomplishment. This is just
I
some
would knock this guy out.
joker
Yeah, this is-
videotaping himself saying, I want more pickles. I want like
That was you last
when
night.
you have to put
That
on
was Rhett. You were out having a
Rhett,
sandwich.
those
Rhett was
pickles,
having some
listen,
pickles.
if there was a fight in the subway there, absolutely it might be worth watching. But having some guy tape himself say I want more pickles, it's not humor.
So again, Jack, you don't see these because it's just done on the fly right before the show.
Correct. Pinder goes, do we need dumb shit? Yes.
Then
And
I go find dumb shit.
you should say no.
Well, he doesn't see it. That's the thing.
No,
There's
but he
vetting.
asked, do we need more dumb? No.
It's not the Jack report. I wanted more
It's
pickles,
true.
so I added more pickles. That's your Pinder report on a
Back
Thursday.
to you.
have a Diablo sandwich, a Dr. Pepper. Make it fast. I'm in a goddamn hurry.
That's right. Village Honda.
Do you beep the F words?
No.
Damn it.
He's really trying to not swear, and then every day he comes in with some hot F-bombs. He's probably leading
Well,
the
I'm
season
stuck
count for
between two
F-bombs.
idiots.
I won't argue that point.
And why
Only-
are the blinds shut? It puts me to sleep.
Only 5 days a week. You think you know hockey? Play Safeway, my NHL picks weekly for your chance to win big prizes like a trip for four to a 2025 NHL season opener of your choice. Today is Thursday. That means it's time for another round. New slate of games opens up every Thursday on the Safeway app. All the games for the coming week are listed. You need to go in, predict the winners of 5 matchups. Each correct pick gets you an entry into the grand prize draw. There's scene points up for grabs, bonus entries, grocery offers, but you need to get the app, Safeway app, and start playing. Now, last week combined 8 and 2.
Great.
We're getting some points.
The shoveler's in this week.
Nice.
Good.
Okay, I sent one in. You
I
sent
got
one
my
in.
picks in, yeah. There's a lot.
Jack doesn't play. Doesn't join the fun.
He's just doing Steelers mock drafts.
Is
He's
this
too
me?
busy.
I believe this is me. Yeah. So I got the Habs to beat the Bruins because they're terrible.
Bruins are
Habs
awful.
need wins.
Sure do.
Dallas is good. Nashville isn't. Washington at Chicago.
Ovi.
Let's go. Or it's not at Chicago. It's at home. That's that game we were talking about.
Home's on the left here. We
Why
finally
they
figured it
should
out.
do this.
It's on the left.
Dallas v. Pittsburgh, and then Carolina, Boston. So I'm hoping that Boston continues to stink as much as Carolina and Montreal are
Is
good.
Nashville the most forgotten team in the league this year?
It kind of feels like it.
Trying to think who'd be more irrelevant right now. Because at least when you're watching like the Ducks and the Sharks, you're like, look at these great
Up
young
and
players
comers.
they got. My God.
And they were
wouldn't
a
love to have
story
guy
at
like
the
that.
start of the year with Marchessault and Stamkos.
Yeah,
and
they were a Stanley Cup favorite.
That's a cautionary tale for a lot of GMs. You make the team with a plucky young roster. You like your goalie. You've got a star on the blue line. We don't score a ton. Let's go add some offense. They added 240 goal scorers from last year.
old.
And they're the last place team in the league for goals and a total disaster.
These guys are old.
Yeah, they got old.
They did, but it was 40 last year each. That's wild.
So what? Where they were before, not
Yeah,
where they
not
went.
on this team. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
All right.
Good pick, Steen.
Thanks.
Good picks.
Who's next?
I also have Dallas winning in Nashville. I got the Oilers beating the Sharks. And then Washington, Chicago, Obi night with you there, with you on Dallas against
Copycats.
Pittsburgh.
Hey, look sure.
A lot of overlap there, Dino.
That's our just
Tell Jack to call Sullivan and stop screwing things up. Tank gets another player. Stop winning games. We need Dallas to beat him on Saturday. Jack, can you do that? Call Sullivan. Sully.
No.
He's dealing with Mike Tallman.
good picks, Ryan.
Good pick, Steen. Good pick, Shoveler. Oh, Shoveler.
Walk us through
A
the
lot less overlap. I don't know what these are. These are the Shoveler's picks, not mine. I didn't have nothing to do with
Likes the Avs on the road.
Avs, yeah.
Blues have won $1 billion in a row.
like
Seems
Red
like a
Cap
good
do
pick.
this.
Also likes the Stars over the Preds. All three of us there.
No one likes the Preds. I think more importantly, as good as the Stars are, we think Nashville stinks.
Yes. Kings on the road against Utah and the Oilers against the Sharks as well.
There you go.
I'm gonna have to give her shit about this Oilers stuff.
So there you have it. That's how it works.
That's how
And
easy it is. It's that easy.
getting in, you could do it tomorrow, but you'll be minus the Thursday slate. If you do it Saturday, you'll have minus the
Less to
Thursday and
choose
Friday
from.
slate.
You're
So
going to want to
today,
get on that Ovi in Chicago
Yeah.
or against Chicago.
it may not give you the best, it just gives you more options.
Right.
Gives you a lot of options. Download the Safeway app and start playing today, and you could win the grand prize of a trip for four to a 2025 NHL season opener of your choice with Safeway My NHL Picks. How about it? Tomorrow, now, I guess a couple of things. Let's start with the good news. Tomorrow, the bracket. Candy bracket, we're going to get down to the championship.
23 hours to close the voting.
Unbelievable. There it is. People are talking about it everywhere I go. So do you think Fuzzy Peaches has
A lot of
chance?
buzz. That's a tough matchup for me. It really is. I was
That's a
back
coin
and
flip.
forth and back and forth.
I think I know which way I'm going, but I'm kind of like Rhett. I've kind of dipped my toe back in, had firsthand experiences with all four this week. I may have changed my tune a little bit.
I'll say this. You bringing in the proper cola bottles has really changed a lot of voting. I've heard people saying, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
I might have swayed there.
That's a huge difference.
I'll ask you again, Jack. Yesterday you said these were a couple of dog fights, that they were very close. Has anyone stretched their lead at all?
One of them is starting to pull away,
Okay.
Oh.
and the other one is a dogfight.
23 hours. Rock the vote.
How do we vote, Jack? Go to flamesnation.ca? No, eh?
Could.
I
Scroll
can,
through about 90 articles.
You what?
I can get my article out.
He's going to have one for the final next week. Don't worry.
Ran out of time? Or
It's like I got stuck writing it, you know?
Writer's block.
you don't need to write an article. Just give people the place to go and vote.
There's plenty of links. Link in the chat, link in the
Fuck's sakes.
description.
Everywhere you get the show.
Everywhere.
So weird. Because of an article?
We can put an article up today. That's fine.
I can do an article right now.
Do you want to write an article, Rick?
Well, it's a little
I
late.
know how you wrote it.
Day.
Do the same.
It's in the
Hey,
show
so-
description.
So
Everything's
where
in the
did
show description.
people
Show
go to-
description, chat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
It's freaking everywhere.
We all
Steven.
get that, though. It was not to go and read about it.
No,
It was
I
to
like
go
it. I
Some
agree.
people
vote.
read it, I think.
I want you to go vote, but don't give
Just
Jack.
vote.
Listen, Jack doesn't do F all around here, so if he's trying to put in a little work, let him.
Okay.
Job, Jack.
How about Jack?
It feels like he's not getting the work done.
You're just being negative, team. He's doing a lot of work.
I guess so.
It's working. He's just not finished. He's an idea guy.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
I work with a few of them.
Got a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of idea guys around here.
Tomorrow, 11 a.m., we'll have winners.
Someone's going to get punched right in the face.
Clash of the Titans tomorrow.
Wow.
Start square, like
I
tail
don't-
the tape, sizing up the matchup.
It's almost too much. I know the Masters is the following weekend. Right?
That's why we're getting this one out of the way. Yeah.
No,
Brought to you by Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating and Handsome Dan's Vacation Rentals. HandsomeDans.ca is the website. I feel like I need a little.
you should get
Yeah.
some R&R.
You're going to love Vancouver Island. I
It
could not
is.
believe you've never been.
Never been.
Oh, man.
No.
Smash
It is awesome.
mushrooms.
Zoomies, skinny dipping in the ocean. God, it's good stuff. Huge trees.
Yeah.
Tripping
Big
balls.
trees. You could do
Huge
the tree
trees,
thing, the swing.
zoomies.
Yeah.
You could do
Look,
the
there's a
tree
crab
swing
in
with
my
the-
hand, man.
All things I love. Yeah. All things that I love. So there you go. That's the and of course there's Handsome Dan. And of course our buddies
How
at
would
Crystal
you-
Waters Plumbing and Heating.
How would you have you kayaked? Because I saw a kayak.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
done a minor amount of kayaking.
Kayak.
but it is nice.
Do you prefer canoe or kayak? Can you
What's
canoe?
easier to get in and out of?
Kayak. Oh boy, they're both tough.
Can I canoe?
It's different,
Can
right?
you canoe?
Yeah, I know.
feel
but
like there's a lot of
Can you canoe?
skill.
Because I canoe. Can you
Yeah.
canoe?
What do you think?
I don't think there's a lot of skill involved. Can you canoe?
Oh, it's
Feels
getting in
like
and
it's a lot
out.
of
It's,
skill.
you got the
No, I'm
gunnels,
saying what's
topsy-turvy. You try getting in deep water into the canoe. Ooh, tough times.
See, I feel like the canoe I would dip, and the kayak
But it's kind of a two-person thing, the canoe, right?
why?
Usually you're canoeing with
You hate
somebody.
people.
You can solo canoe.
Go the hell.
I know you can, but by and large,
There's 2 seats in it.
you're usually
You could put 3.
Oh, really? Those big ones.
whereas the kayak is kind of the individual deal.
But you
There's
got 5
double
in your
kayaks,
family.
too.
I
They're
don't know if
crazy.
you can
They're
do
I'm
5.
aware
I don't know if
you guys really want to fight me on this.
I'm just
But
asking,
again,
can you
I would
canoe?
think if you were to ask what's the one person and what's a two-person, the canoe's for 2 and the kayak's for 1. Fair?
Sure.
No. I don't know.
Yeah, you're a dick.
I know that your
You want-
kayak is only for 1 because it's a kayak.
Yeah.
but I don't think you can lump the canoe into a.
The Voyageurs
Couples.
would have been 1 to a canoe. Why have
is it
all
a-
their furs up
Why
in the front?
is it a couples event?
Well, there's a seat at the front and there's a seat at the back.
So what? There's 8. How many seats are in a plane? We got to fill them all.
Got a
You got,
minivan.
how many seats in
travel
your
alone?
vehicle?
He needs to eat.
I do.
He's
Jack.
hangry.
Just saying.
He's poking the bear. It's good stuff.
He is. Okay, we got to.
It's a dumb show, folks.
That's the bracket. That's the good news. Now some bad news.
Oh no.
I've got. It's kind of breaking news. It's kind of bad news.
Uh-oh.
We have heard from our TSN hockey insider.
No.
Did he have a smoking issue? Cigarettes.
Is he hitting darts?
No, it's not. He's very healthy.
Okay.
Here's the text exchange from
Whoa.
Darren Drager. Fact, forgot to tell you, I can't do tomorrow's show. Tell Rhett my meat slicer is a game changer. Roast beef, turkey breast, ham, we've done it all. And I sent him back, said, no problem. We showed your Instagram pic of the turkey, which we did, I guess, 2
it
or 3
looked
days
good,
ago.
didn't it?
And there he's got the ham.
Oh, so thin.
Look at that.
I'm
I
going
might
to
do a
text
ham
him.
just to copy him.
You've been inspired.
Greg, I'll be up to Bonton. I'm going to need a ham. Take it home.
Yeah. I hope he's being careful because you get excited, and you
Yeah.
start.
Ham, a lot of salt in that ham. I
That's how
need
you
to drink
lose.
some water.
Lose a fingertip.
Are you getting like 3 bowls with 3 different mustards there and just dipping? Because that's the first thing I think of.
So good.
With the Dijon and with the yellow.
I'm
You got
a
some
pickle
sort of
guy. I
a
want pickle.
corn or the what's the
Yeah.
grainy one? The grainy mustard? I like that one too.
Grainy.
Yeah, grainy mustard. That
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Groundhog Day animal.
It's a big, it's big in this part of the world.
What?
Like Saskatchewan?
Oh, hell yeah.
Big mustard.
Yes.
Well, there's lots of
Mustard
mustard
producers.
fields.
Yep.
Mustard seed.
I can tell you this because I've been doing some homework for our upcoming bologna.
Oh, bologna
celebration.
fest. Yeah.
Oh. And
With,
again, it's
with
mortadella a bologna. Are we throwing?
Greg says he has mortadella.
Is it
So
in
I
the
don't know if
is it
it's-
in the bologna family?
Dean, I'll research it. You
We'll
read
work
other
on it.
Stuff.
So there you go. Sorry, guys. No dregs tomorrow, but he's loving life.
There's no you either, is there?
I don't.
That
I
was the
don't know.
good news, not
I
the
don't
bad
think
news.
so. Yeah, that's the good news. And as far as
Are you worried about telling people that because they won't tune in?
no, it's just
People will be mourning, riding outside the front door,
You'll be
block party.
The bad news, no Drager. The good news, no fat boy. We talked about, do you have a preferred parking stall at Bonton?
Right.
It says here, I can't tell you who.
It could be anyone really.
Yeah, I know.
No private parking stall, but he might name his boat after you because you played such a huge part in it being in existence at all.
that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right. Mortadella and bologna are similar in appearance, but are distinct types of meat products. Mortadella is a large cylindrical sausage made of finely hashed pork.
It is. Your mortadella, when you go,
Bologna, on their hand, is an American imitation of bologna.
Oh, it's a knockoff.
Mm.
I don't think Dean's gonna like that terminology. AI, smarten up.
I'm not going to judge. If it's good, it's
Mortadella
good.
is ground pork and pork fat, peppercorns, pistachios, berry.
Really?
Just have some
Bologna
color.
is made from a mixture of
No,
Stop.
no.
stuff.
From there
Halt.
on, it's not important.
Nope, all done there.
It's not important.
While bologna originated as a form of mortadella, it has evolved into a different product with its own characteristics and production.
It's in the bologna family.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Or the other way around. Bologna's part of the mortadella family.
Guess so.
Well, I'm not against having a mortadella and a bologna.
We're going to have to do a
Yeah.
taste test, I think.
But
That's the
man,
only way.
because I was thinking,
You like the mustard, eh?
get some local.
But okay,
there's a lot of. in
Can
the
I
area.
ask you a question, though? If you're sipping a fine wine,
Yeah.
you're not throwing in some vodka with it,
Or ice cubes. No, you're just drinking the wine. Yeah.
right? So, like, if we're determining the top bologna in town,
Yeah.
are we not kind of mucking about if we're adding mustard? I'm not against the mustard. I enjoy the mustard. I'm with you. I love mustard.
This is a trick
But
question.
have we sullied the bologna?
You will sample the bologna, and once you made your mind up, now help yourself to these delicious mustards.
Here's the thing: mustard bar.
Mustard bar. Oh, that's a great
Mustard
idea.
bar.
There will be. What about a pickle bar while we're at it?
Pickle bar.
I heard you like pickles.
Jack, you got anything you need?
There's a mustard company in Gravelburg, Saskatchewan that's very popular.
I'm
There's some
from
in
that part of the world.
I know. There's some in Alberta. Get some good local mustards, some pickles, maybe some beverages from, place in Strathmore, like an Origin.
They could probably make mustard out there. That's the next thing those buggers will be doing.
And
They'll
maybe
be
you
in the
want
mustard business.
Maybe you want some fried bologna. Maybe you want
Don't tease me with no fried bologna.
We haven't eaten today, Dean. This is really mean that you're doing this now.
My dad brought some coworkers home once. Have I told this story? For lunch.
Tell us.
And usually mom has like steak sandwiches. Like when I went home for lunch in school, steak sandwiches, mashed potatoes, like
Yeah. Hearty.
meals. And that day, mom was a little down and out. So it was bologna sandwiches. And Doug was about ready to
Oh no.
brought on my co-workers and give them a bologna sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Can't just
You know what the guy said? It's the best bologna sandwich I've ever had.
Really, eh?
Best bologna sandwich this guy's
Ever.
You know why?
Love.
Never had fried.
Oh.
She fried that shit up.
Yep. It's like so many things. It takes on a different
It's
characteristic.
a whole different world.
Yeah. When it's
They screw it up in Buffalo at the rink, though, fellas, because the bologna's too thick.
I was just going to say, Dreger has it figured out. It needs to be sliced thin.
Thinner
That's a
is better
huge part of
always.
this.
and then what you need to do is you need to if
Except
it's
for
in the
prime rib.
round,
Except for prime rib.
you have to slice it because otherwise it starts to cup.
Yeah.
And then the middle, you're gonna have your kind of still raw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So if your flat slice of bologna does this part here, cooked.
Yeah.
This part, not so much. And you can flip it, I suppose, but then it's gonna do.
Well, that's
So you're going to
But if
slice
you
it.
slice it, it's
the
gonna
radius of
it's
the
gonna
circle.
fan out.
Three.
It's gonna
One,
fan out.
2, 3 slices.
Can't wait for Bologna Fest, Dean.
Stay tuned.
Why wouldn't you have a bologna factory, like a great bologna sandwich on a
Nice bread.
Well, yes, but maybe some lettuce, some butter, whatever. You can Where do you get a bologna sandwich?
I don't know, which is why we're bringing bologna back.
Bringing bologna back. The
I
triple
could
B.
envision a bologna sandwich just about anywhere.
Bringing
they don't
bologna
do it.
back. Barn burner blonde. I feel like that's a match made in heaven.
Buddies, bologna, beers. Bonton.
And Bonton.
And the babes will be into it too. They're totally.
Yeah, babes love
They love bologna.
guys eating
beer and
questionable sandwich
bologna
meat and beers.
burps and
So what is this made from? No.
Oh, your burp smells terrible. It's bologna, babe.
it's beer and bologna.
Go brush your teeth.
All right, we got stuff to do. 365,
go.
bet
It's so
365. Holy
late.
smokes. Holy smokes. It's bet 365. Breaking news
Mhm.
from Bet 365. Every nail biting overtime win is a barn burner. Every face off, hat trick, power play, shot on goal, penalty shot. Every suspenseful minute in between is amazing. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet 365, an official partner of the NHL. Download the Bet 365 app today. Use the code NATION when you sign up and get in on the game. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly.
We jinxed the Wild yesterday. Good work, men. Today, we're going to do a parlay. We don't do parlays often, but we're going to do it today because the Blues have won 10 in a row and minus 230, minus 240. Not appealing. Kings are better than the Utahs, minus 130. But all you got to do,
Add them up.
parlay those together. Plus,
Parlay, parlay,
parlay. Plus 149 on the parlay. Now, that's a nice number.
There you go.
That's our parlay of the day.
Bet365, official partner of the National Hockey League and our presenting sponsor.
If he's not here tomorrow, we could do what we wanted.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's cats away. The mice will play.
Holy shit.
May
wish you were
I
here, Dean.
remind people about a big thing that's really gets going next week?
Sure.
Okay. So we know that next week is a very, very almost religious time of year.
You have to do some reflection.
It's a time for reflection. It's a time for napping. It's a time for green jackets and
send your families away.
Azalea trees or flowers, whatever the hell they are.
Yeah.
And Jim Nance and his dulcet tones. It is the Masters returning next week. And we here at Barn Burner are launching our first ever Masters pool.
Oh,
brought to you by our great friends at Safe Today and the Totem Golf Group, which of course is Grey Wolf Golf Course in Panorama and the Sundry Golf Course, which is a club, which is conveniently located in Sundry.
Right in the Sundry.
Prizing for the pool, which will open on Monday. First place. How about carts and 4 at Highwood Golf Course plus $100 at Big Sky Barbecue when you're driving down to the Highwood Golf Course in Eye River. Second place, 2 passes for Sundry, 2 passes for Grey Wolf. All you got to do is sign up for the Masters pool. We're launching next week. Big thank you to Safe Today, as well as the Totem Golf Group. Let's get ready for the piano music. Amen corner.
Too far away.
And really book that calendar, gents, and I mean it. Too late to book your vasectomy, but really carve out some couch time Thursday through Sunday.
Will we have an easy way for people to enter the Masters pool?
We sure will, because
will an
on the
article be
website,
necessary, or can we just put up a link to enter?
We will have the link
somewhere
to enter. Jack is very enthusiastic about writing
the barcode thing.
QR code. Jack, get on it.
Yeah.
Jack's like, don't bring me into
I
this.
had a hard time coming up with an article.
No, my article's actually just released.
Oh, it's published!
Hey!
Candy bracket article.
While we were doing the show,
That's
While
how hard
we're
it
doing the
was.
show.
That's how good the show was.
didn't have time.
Time management. Well done, Jack.
It's Thursday.
Listen,
I
I call it efficiency. You guys are taking runs at him.
I'm
That's an
not taking
efficient
runs
code.
at him. I don't give a shit what
No,
he
I
does.
if it was an article keeping us from putting, because at the start it was just where can people vote?
I will write the article, Jack. How's that sound? And you publish it for
Why
me.
do we need an article?
We like articles.
What are we
People
talking?
like
What are we
to
talking
read.
about?
People
Hey,
love
buddies,
reading.
join our Masters pool. Here are the prizes. Link here. Boom. Not an article. Just
You're
a blur.
such a shit disturber.
Just a blur.
So good.
I'm a big reader.
Well, and lots of details. More on Grey Wolf and Sundry, and of course, Save Today coming up.
I
we
could
got
go
some time.
Smash a
We
few
do.
drives at those courses.
You ever been to Augusta National?
No, I don't want to go there. That's fancy.
My dad's going.
Good for him.
Is
Quit
he?
bragging about your dad.
Oh, wow.
Fuck, he's here. He's there.
It's everywhere.
Jesus.
They do.
Let's do the super chats.
I need to eat.
I was
Let's
going to
go.
say, can
Yes,
we get this
I'm
guy
trying.
a GD Mars
Sorry,
bar?
Jack. I need a Snickers.
Yes. Apparently.
You're very hangry. $5. Ken, should Conroy use the 2 first rounders and Anderson to get into the top 20, top 10 in 2025? His focus should only be on making this team better
I
at
don't know
any
what the
cost.
hell you're saying.
This is not the draft year to do that. Next year, you go get more.
Well, I think that's what he's
bullets.
saying. Is,
I wouldn't do it this year, no.
You know, it's, yeah.
So you're probably looking at pick 20-ish, pick 27-ish, just ballpark for the Jersey and Florida picks and Anderson to get a top 10.
See, here's the thing. There's probably other teams in the league. They're probably looking at their life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they also know who Gavin McKenna is. Chances are.
No. He's
So-
a West.
so
he's from Western Canada.
Next
Dean.
year's
They don't
draft,
know.
how are we tracking? Is there a chance we have a bottom 10?
They already got Vegas this
A
first
year
round
from
next year.
now? Shh, that damn Conroy.
Yeah.
Got us.
So to this point, I would say, if anything, if you talk about lotto tickets,
Mhm.
literally
You
in
have
this
to
case,
earn it.
if you can have another shot inside that draft lottery somehow, some
Not
way,
a chance. No one's doing
but
it.
I don't think that's easy to do.
And again, he's saying 2025. That's this
I know
year.
he is,
It's
but
2026
no.
is the McKenna year.
No. I think he.
I would hope
No,
you'd
but isn't
get,
he saying?
I would hope you'd get more for Anderson than 1 first, so to speak, even though that's a high first. Never mind adding 2 of your own firsts, but it's an interesting conversation.
You can make good picks right now too. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Pick where you're picking.
Look at that picture on Ken there. What an avatar.
So anyway, moving on. Thank you,
Ken.
Ken. $5. There's Adam. 555.
Oh, top 5, Brett.
I love good wings. We need a top 5 wing for wing flavors from Retro. 4 retro.
Flavors?
Top
Yeah.
5.
Flavors.
We haven't done a top 5 in a long time. Rhett's top
Rhett's
5,
getting
top
lazy.
5 wing flavors. Let's go. Number 5.
Oh.
Working our way towards number 1.
Top 5.
And you're so hungry.
I'm starving. This is why I'm struggling.
how did this
'cause
show go
I,
so long?
I'm gonna. Think about saying a word, and then
talked
I'm
about-
like, oh, that's really good. Maybe that's higher up. I'll go something
S&P.
Korean.
Oh, Korean's good. Gochujang? Is that
Yeah,
that's
I,
Korean, right? Okay.
I can't say the word.
All
but
right.
it's-
Korean number 4.
I am a dill pickle fan.
Yeah, especially rich.
Dill
ones.
pickle.
God, that's good.
I like salt and pepper.
S&P's number 3 classic.
Top 3.
Number 2.
A barbecue, hot barbecue though,
So like
and a traditional.
Which is just the hot wing.
Mhm.
So
the hot wing.
It's got to be number 1. I'm with them.
That's,
There it is.
It's a staple. Good top 5, Rhett.
Tough to debate.
Thanks.
Thank you, Rhett. Rhett's top 5.
Hungry?
Brought to you by Adam.
Sponsorship opportunities.
Eric 269 watching on a delay. Just wanted to say 55. Great.
you, Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
Have a great day, Eric.
250.
Have a nice avatar.
Yeah, 269. So okay, a little bit of work done for the super chat.
You Centers of Calgary.
Youth Centers of Calgary.
Got that envelope at the front door still. Got to hand that off.
Mm-hmm.
Cash from the jockey.
Right. Yeah.
Careful, Jack will use it for pizza. See, that guy's from the future
Is
or
he?
the past.
He's watching on a delay.
So is that we're in the future?
Does 269 get you a request
I don't know.
for
It's up to you, really.
Differences.
I don't want
A
to
short
encourage
one.
that, but if you want to be friendly, you could. I don't know.
See you, buddies.